Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Gaowu, Awakening Time-Based Abilities at the Beginning. Chapter 91. Hey, Lao Dang, your island nation still dares to dream of dominating the world. Who gave you the courage? Aren't you afraid of sanctions from various countries? The middle-aged man's pupils shrank subconsciously, his face full of disbelief, and he frowned. Aren't you dead? The time system is quite difficult to kill. It doesn't matter. What if you know about the experiment? I'll just kill you again. If you can't kill me once, I'll kill you 2 or 3 times. I can always kill you. After saying this, the middle-aged man had a stern expression and once again gathered a samurai sword and stabbed Zhang Yu. Kill him hard. After Bu Xuanba saw Zhang Yu's resurrection, his body began to tremble subconsciously, and even his tone sounded slightly crazy. Want to kill me? You can try. Let's see who dies first, your son or me. Read the file. Zhang Yu shouted lowly and pointed towards Bu Xuanba's position with one hand. I saw a golden clock appearing on Fukuwaba's position, and the hands turned, directly restoring him to the appearance of being beaten to death by Yui Hanyu. As early as when Yui Hanyu beat Fukuwaba to death, Zhang Yu had already saved a file for him just for this time. As the 6th child, how could he act recklessly without any backup plan? Son, Sao, the man cursed angrily, picked up Bu Xuanba, and said with a ferocious face, what did you do to my son? Why, can't you see? Your son's life is in my hands. Zhang Yu sneered, his tone flat. First, I have the final say over your son's life. Second, you can't kill me. Third, you must have known my background for a long time. Should I say it or not, your island country is so courageous. You traveled thousands of miles to China to assassinate a grandmaster's son. The middle-aged man was silent for a moment after hearing this, and then he held the dead Bu Xuanba and placed him on the steps next to him, with a flash of determination in his eyes. You said, if I kill you here and clean up the surrounding area, will anyone know that I was the one who killed you? After all, this is an island country, isn't it? My son is dead, I can have another one. But if you die, no one will know the secrets of my big island country. Seeing the killing intent gradually rising on the middle-aged man's face, Zhang Yu sneered, picked up his phone and took a close-up of him in the live broadcast. Come on, big fool, say hello to the veterans in the live broadcast room. Oh, yes, it's not just me who knows it, there are also 20 million veterans who know it. Middle-aged man, what's the situation? The middle-aged man looked confused when he heard this for the first time, and his face turned green when he realized it. Are you going to do a live broadcast? Sao, you fool, are you going to start a live broadcast? You can't afford it, right? Zhang Yu shrugged, with a joking look on his face, and said in a sly tone, the island country is really powerful. It engages in assassinations and experiments. Barrage, smiling king of hell Niubi. It's a reversal, right? Ha ha ha, I'm laughing so hard, look at this old man's face is turning green. Lao Dang, I'll tell you when you die. Smiling king of hell, then I'll just die once. The middle-aged man felt his head buzzing, and then he collapsed to the ground with a look of decadence on his face, and he even wanted to slap himself in the face. It's over, it's all over now, not to mention China won't let him go, even the island country probably won't let him go. Why is my mouth so short? No, the key point is who knew that this horse-riding man would be resurrected. ... Why? The middle-aged man sighed and said in a helpless tone, as long as you promise to let my son go and promise that Washa will not cause trouble to the Buxuan family, I will let you go. How about that? Lao Dang, are you thinking about shit? Zhang Yu spat at him and smiled sinisterly. Hey, do you have the capital to negotiate terms with me now? You, what are you doing? If you can, come and fight to the death. Anyway, the live broadcast has been spread. If you kill me, my father will exterminate your Buxuan family. It seems that you can't find a way to kill me. Zhang Yu held his head in his hands, pulled out a piece of dogtail grass and held it in his mouth. 2 words were written on his face, arrogance. The middle-aged man closed his eyes and meditated, trying to find a way to break the situation. After a moment, he opened his eyes were dull and dim, and he finally gave in. You win. Tell me how to let us go. There's nothing he can do if he doesn't compromise. Now his son's life is in someone else's hands, and the little things he did have been broadcast live by the sixth man. Not to mention that there are several masters standing behind him. The only condition for negotiating with him now is that his life is now in his own hands. Although I don't know if I can kill him, it is still a bargaining chip. ... Didn't you kill me just now? If you kill yourself this time, we'll be even. How about I let your son and your family go? Taking out the dog's tail grass in his mouth, Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows with a playful look on his face. Don't worry, I will save you. Just don't worry and die. Middle-aged man, do you think you are speaking human language? Are you worried about dying? Are you going to save me? It's weird that I can believe you. I'm afraid that if I die, not only will you not save me, but you will kill my entire family. The middle-aged man sneered. Zhang Yu waved his hand. Don't blame your shameless behavior on me. I, Zhang Yu, keep my word. Besides, even if I slaughter your entire clan, what can you do to me? You can only believe now that I will be merciful and spare their lives. By the way, you have another option, which is to leave the family and run away on your own. It depends on your choice. After a few minutes of inner struggle, the middle-aged man's eyes were red and he was very emotional. Okay. I agree to your request, I just hope you can let my family go. Don't worry, I, Zhang Yu, keep my word. In order to show his sincerity, Zhang Yu raised his hand and moved towards Bushwanba's position to revive him. Good. After seeing Zhang Yu's sincerity, the middle-aged man slowly closed his eyes, raised his katana high, pointed it at his abdomen, and faced the direction of the emperor. Phew, he committed seppuku and committed suicide with one slash of the knife. A few minutes later, Zhang Yu went to his body to check. After making sure that he was completely cool, he looked up at Bushwanba who was shaking and had not yet reacted. Then he grinned, showing a sunny boy's smile. Read the file. The file loading skill was released and the resurrected Bushwanba was killed again. Don't worry, I, Zhang Yu, don't mean what I say. You. After killing Bushwanba, Zhang Yu sneered. How can a good young man like me keep his word? After Zhang Yu finished dealing with the father and son, he continued to live broadcast for the veterans. By the way, I called Luo Yichang and the others back. Although such a big thing happened, the officials of the island country did not send anyone to arrest Zhang Yu. The main reason is that I don't dare to mess with it. If this ancestor was caught, Zhang Tiancheng might do something. Can you really do whatever you want with your status as a master? Sorry, I already did whatever I wanted more than 10 years ago. Zhang Tiancheng and others looked at the land in front of them, memories emerging in their minds. I think back then, they lived in this land for a month as exchange students, and everywhere they went was devastated. But the good times did not last long. Not even a month had passed before officials from the island country began to beg them to return home. There was nothing they could do. They made the chickens and dogs fly everywhere they went, and even the egg yolks were shaken away. The infinite sandbag style that Zhang Yu and the others are using now was learned from Zhang Tiancheng and the others. Thinking back to those days, Zhang Tiancheng, Luo Yuming, Li Yikong, Zhao Yan and Han Cheng. The 5-person team worked together to conquer all the universities in the island country from south to north. As long as one person dares to express dissatisfaction, the unlimited sandbag flow will be started. Zhao Yan was responsible for recovery and treatment at any time, while the other 4 beat the disobedient from the head to the soles of the feet. After a set of attacks, there was no part of the body that was not swollen. That month was a nightmare and a psychological shadow for all college students in island countries. Regardless of male or female, regardless of species, as long as they are in the university, from the teachers and principals to the flowers and plants, everyone has been poisoned by them. Ahem, I'm going too far. Back to business. The fact that the island country is conducting secret experiments and wants to dominate the world has caused an uproar in the world. But surprisingly, this matter did not usher in a crusade from various countries. Instead, it was as if it never happened. Even China is like this. Some people speculated that it was because there was no direct evidence, while others speculated whether this matter was true or false. Some insiders laughed disdainfully. all countries with some strength in the world are conducting experiments, and only fools like island countries think they are the only ones. That's it for today's live broadcast, fellow veterans. See you next time. Zhang Yu said hello to all the viewers in the live broadcast room, and then closed the external live broadcast. After closing the live broadcast on the external network, the live broadcast was turned on domestically. And changed the name of the live broadcast room to Abuse the Island Country's Number 1 Middle School Like an Abusing Dish. The reputation of this live broadcast room is so arrogant. Because the content of the following live broadcast will involve some feelings about family and country, it is not suitable to be broadcast in front of netizens around the world. Not long after the live broadcast room was opened, it attracted many netizens to watch. After all, most Chinese people will pause when they see the words, abusing the island country's number 1 middle school is abusing food. After the number of people in the live broadcast room increased, Zhang Yu appeared on camera and showed some big white teeth to the family members in the live broadcast room. Welcome all family members to the live broadcast room. I'm Zhang Yu, Time Department. Everyone must know me. Without Zhang Yu's introduction, many netizens recognized him. This guy just launched a live broadcast on the internet to torture Bushwanba, and this time he comes to torture the number 1 middle school of the island nation again. You really use the reputation of the island country as a shoe mat. The barrage is also very active at this time. Holy shit, isn't this the smiling king of hell? He just finished a live broadcast on the internet and came to China to do it again. The smiling king of hell. Is he very popular? Why haven't I heard of him? Look at the hot search today about the island country wanting to dominate the world. This guy is the person involved. He did it. Holy shit, is it him? Is this big brother so stubborn? Zhang Yu pointed the live broadcast screen at the national flag of island country number 1 middle school, and then said to the family members in the live broadcast room again, I am in island country number 1 middle school now. Next, our team will challenge them as challengers. Everyone, wait for my good news. Come on, let's show our faces together. After speaking, Zhang Yu turned the live broadcast screen to his group, and even Yui Hanyu was recorded. Hello everyone, my name is Li Dapeng. I am also known as the Sanhao Youth. Please give me your support. Li Dapeng smiled and tried his best to appear friendly, but when he saw the content of the barrage, he immediately darkened his face. I saw a row of egg-breaking monsters flying past on the barrage. Depend on. Egg-breaking maniac, who gave you such an unpleasant title? Defamation. Total slander. Li Dapeng wanted to argue with the audience in the live broadcast room, but was interrupted by Zhang Yu's kick. Just kidding, the people in the live broadcast room are all my family members. How dare you talk back to my family members? Yui Hanyu, help me tell the students of your number 1 middle school that I, Zhang Yu, led the team all the way from China. I want to experience the strength of your school, and I hope you can give me some advice. Yui Hanyu, are you here to ask for advice? He's obviously here to cause trouble. I'm embarrassed to expose you. The corners of Hanyu Yui's mouth twitched slightly, but she still conveyed Zhang Yu's meaning with a dark face. Now it's better. Originally, they just wanted to use Zhang Yu's hand to eradicate the Bushuan family, but they didn't expect that he would be used as a spear user. It is estimated that from today on, he will bear the title of a traitor. Students, Mr. Zhang Yu is here to have friendly exchanges with us on behalf of China. He also hopes to experience the strength of students from our large island country. I wonder if there are any classmates who can accept their challenge. Yui Hanyu finished speaking, but no one dared to answer. Even the people she glanced at all lowered their heads. Are you kidding me? Fight with this living king of hell. Even Bushwanba and his father died in the hands of this king of hell. What are we supposed to do? Give away the head. Needless to say, the students in this school are quite self-aware. But Zhang Yu didn't intend to stop just like that. If they don't challenge just because they are afraid of fighting, wouldn't Zhang Yu's visit be in vain? Hanyu Yui, go and tell them that they are all a bunch of losers. No one in this huge school dares to accept my challenge. It's really shameful. By the way, tell them, as long as they admit that they are trash in front of my family in the live broadcast room, then I will let them go. Yui Hanyu, can you not go? Hanyu Yui blinked and spoke to Zhang Yu in a soft tone. Okay, then if the Buxuan family takes revenge on you, I won't care. Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows, his tone frivolous and a bit threatening. Yui Hanyu, now that it's all said and done, even if Zhang Yu wants it, she has to give it. She didn't want to face the revenge of the Buxuan family. Helpless, Yui Hanyu sighed and had no choice but to do as Zhang Yu asked. Students, Zhang Yujun said that if none of you accept his challenge, then you are a bunch of losers. Of course, if you really don't dare to accept Zhang Yujun's challenge, just admit that you are a waste, then Zhang Yujun will not make it difficult for you. Insult. This is a naked insult. Every one of the students in the number 1 middle school on the island was so angry that they were furious. They wished they could rush down immediately and fight Zhang Yu to the death. But after seeing Zhang Yu's vague smile, he thought about it and suppressed the anger in his heart. After all, the man in front of me is the living king of hell. Some people also cursed Yui Hanyu in their hearts as a traitor. What's more, she felt that she must have been forced. This was definitely not Yui Hanyu's original intention. Of course, I won't say who it is. Otherwise, you won't be able to get through the roll call one by one. Seeing that no one came to challenge, Zhang Yu had to sigh inwardly. The students from the island country's number 1 middle school are really cowardly. Hanyu Yui, tell them, if no one comes down yet, then I will go up. Arrogant. Too arrogant. After Hanyu Yui conveyed this sentence to the students, it finally aroused public outrage. Students, let's fight with them. I don't believe that there are so many of us and we can't beat 4 of them. It's a duel. Baga. ... The students from island country number 1 middle school all blushed and looked excited, roaring and rushing towards Zhang Yu and others. One after another, one class after another. The teachers were all stunned and couldn't stop him even if they wanted to. Just in time, Zhang Yu snorted coldly, placed the phone in a suitable position, and the awakening factors around him rioted, and he rushed towards the crowd single-handedly. Leave it all to me. After rushing into the crowd, Zhang Yu first saved himself, and then the awakening factor around his body raged, and his aura went riot. Everyone in the live broadcast room opened their mouths as they watched, secretly sweating for Zhang Yu. Brother, are you a little too arrogant if you attack the crowd alone? Even the students who rushed over looked confused when they saw Zhang Yu's reckless behavior. This person is crazy. But soon they no longer felt confused. Zhang Yu rushed into the crowd and laughed ferociously, then cracks appeared all over his body. Boom. Self-destructed. Although the power of the brass level self-destruction is not great, it is still easy to injure these little ones who have just awakened. After the explosion, the group of people closest to Zhang Yu were all injured. This time it was Luo Yisheng and the family members in the live broadcast room who were confused. No, why did it self-destruct before the fight even started? Shortly after the explosion, a golden clock appeared in Zhang Yu's original position. The hands rotated rapidly, and Zhang Yu's body began to recover. When the pointer turned to the scale, Zhang Yu laughed loudly. Hu Hansen, I'm back again. Fun, Zhang Yu thought to himself after his resurrection. It was just a little uncomfortable at the moment of the explosion. But it's still acceptable, it's not a big problem, just get used to it. Resurrection, how come you forgot this? The students in No. 1 middle school all looked horrified when they saw this scene, and they retreated continuously under the pressure of Zhang Yu's temperament. But Zhang Yu didn't intend to let them go just like that. A time and space distortion suspends the time of one of them, turns into light and shadow, and explodes when he rushes into the crowd. After the explosion, I immediately read a file for myself. By the way, he also picked up the collars of several people and threw them in front of Li Dapeng. After a set of combos, everyone started crying, wishing they had 2 extra legs to help them run away. If this thing was bombed, it would be black and blue, this one and that one. The worst thing was the people who were picked up by Zhang Yu and thrown in front of Li Dapeng. Jihieji. Everyone's legs swayed after hearing Li Dapeng's laughter, which was more frightening than facing Zhang Yu directly. If you offend Zhang Yu, you will be tortured to death at most, but if you offend Li Dapeng, life will be worse than death. After Li Dapeng laughed evilly, he turned around and fumbled for 2 rubber bands from his backpack, and then took out a bottle of iodine. Dip the rubber band into iodophore, then pull open their pants, pull up the rubber band and flick it against a certain part of their body. Oh ho ho! The person who was shot suddenly screamed like a slaughtered pig. Dip the rubber band into iodophore and disinfect it while stretching it. Hiss, devil, you are the devil. The person who was shot covered his crotch with both hands and cursed at Li Dapeng with a red face. What kind of birdsong are they chirping at? Li Dapeng grumbled, then pulled back the rubber band and flicked it towards his lower body. Boom, it's fun, hee hee hee. Ouch, stop playing, please, it really hurts. Faced with his begging for mercy, Li Dapeng said that his heart was as cold as stone. Well, Li Dapeng didn't understand what he was talking about at all. If he knew, he would definitely be punished more severely. Boom, ah, Sao, can you please stop riding the horse? Boom, it's swollen after stepping on the horse. It's swollen. ... On the other hand, Zhang Yu was also having a lot of fun. When he caught someone, he started to blow up in front of his face. He could blow himself up indefinitely. He could resurrect himself anyway, so it didn't matter how many times he blew himself up. As the saying goes, some people are happy and some are sad. Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng were having fun here, but they suffered a lot for the students of the island country's number 1 middle school. The bombed little faces were all black, and they were running around the school, miserable. In other words, the girl's fate is a little better. As long as she calls Zhang Yu Oni-chan, she will be bombed less often. As a result, such a scene now appeared in the island country's number 1 middle school. Zhang Yu turned into a shadow and stepped into every corner of No. 1 middle school, setting off a few fireworks for everyone from time to time. Li Dapeng held the rubber band in his hand, and everywhere he passed, he cried for his father and called his mother, heartbreaking. The two of them were like devils, ruling the entire campus. Even the teacher didn't dare to stop it. The other students who were lucky enough to escape the disaster looked at the playground with horrified expressions on their faces. Even the viewers in the live broadcast room were shocked and speechless by Zhang Yu's actions. Hiss, is this the dominance of the smiling king of hell and the broken egg maniac? This is too strong. There is simply no beautiful character in the trenches. Barrage. I thought they were already very rampant during the Los Angeles competition, but I didn't expect that their home court would be overseas. Brother, he just came here. It's just a small scene, don't panic, you won't be so surprised if you see how he killed Bushwanba. Is there still such a thing? Brother Zisuo. ... Just when Zhang Yu condensed the blade of time, he was ready to let them taste what it felt like to have an aging urinary tract tube. A voice appeared in the sky. Just when Zhang Yu condensed the sword of time and prepared to let them taste the experience of aging urinary tract tubes, he was stopped by a voice not far away. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, you have gone too far. The visitor was wearing a suit. He was over 60 years old but his eyes were bright. The crutch in his hand tapped the ground twice, making a thumping sound. Excessive. Why didn't you say it was too much when you sent people to assassinate me? Zhang Yu said calmly. You've already taken revenge now, haven't you? How about, let this matter be revealed? The old man looked displeased and frowned. He spoke fluent Chinese and walked towards Zhang Yu's position on crutches. It seemed that he was very dissatisfied with Zhang Yu for making the matter such a big deal. Who are you? I am officially sent by the island country to negotiate with you. It's finally here. Zhang Yu grinned. I am making such a fuss here just to wait for the island country official to send someone. Since it's a negotiation, it's not impossible for me to return to China, but I have a condition. If you don't agree to this condition, I will use the name of Challenger to attack all the universities in your island country. Furious. So outrageous. The old man looked grim when he heard this. It was clear that this was not a negotiation, but a threat. A naked threat. If you don't agree, will you torture all the universities in the island countries? What is this if it's not a threat? And judging from Zhang Yu's calm look, he didn't seem surprised by his arrival. Was this something he had planned long ago? Are you doing all this just to get the authorities to send someone to come forward? The old man secretly cursed the little fox, but his tone still showed no signs of disturbance. What are the conditions? Tell me. It's a small matter. Zhang Yu smiled lightly and said, it would be great if all the Bushwan clan were wiped out. Old man. Why don't you tell us to blow up 2 mountain in our island country? You know, this is impossible. So, Sir Zhang, please stop joking. The old man blew his beard and glared. With just a few students, you want the island country to slaughter the Bushuan family and give it to you. Unless your father comes, you are not qualified on your own. Very good, as long as you dare to refuse, then I will have a reason to play hard for you. A trace of cruelty flashed in Zhang Yu's eyes, and then he quickly withdrew it. Don't worry, it's just that you don't have enough chips in your hand. Let's wait and see. After saying that, Zhang Yu left the island country's number 1 middle school with Luo Yichang and the others without staying too long. At this time, the number of people in the live broadcast room has exceeded the 5 million mark, and overwhelming barrage swept in, all with surprise and relief. Barrage. Smiling Yama King Niubi, super loud. Awesome, you are so awesome. You are really treating the reputation of the island country as a shoe mat. Relieve your anger, it's so relieved. I'm going to teach a few islanders a lesson tonight. Brother, there's something wrong with you. ... Family members, today's live broadcast ends here. If you haven't paid attention, give the anchor some attention. Tomorrow is the New Year's Eve, and I will give you a gift. See you there at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, bye. Zhang Yu blew a kiss to the audience in the live broadcast room, then turned off the live broadcast, took an IV drip on the way, and took Yui Hanyu back to the hotel. Don't get me wrong, this was all requested by Yui Hanyu herself, and it was also for the sake of her personal safety. After all, the only people the Fukawa family can't afford to offend are Zhang Yu and the others, so Yui Hanyu can be easily dealt with. Zhang Yu, do you think we have gone too far? Luo Yichang asked worriedly. We won't be scolded, right? Zhang Yu sneered when he heard this. I used to be obedient, but now I don't tolerate them. Whoever dares to scold us will give it a try, and I will ask Dapeng to perform a free surgery on him. Tomorrow is the Spring Festival. At night, Zhang Yu lay on the bed in his room, with memories in his eyes, wondering if his sister might be too lonely. Zhang Yu felt a little uncomfortable when he thought that he and others were all in the island country and Zhang Han was the only one left at home. How lonely. I thought about it for a long time and couldn't sleep at night. Zhang Yu, who was irritated, picked up his cell phone and called Han Han directly. A cell phone rang, and a numb voice came from Han Han's side. Hello, who are you? Hiss. This. Zhang Yu took a breath of air. Han Han's voice when he woke up was too loud. Who could hold it back? What would it be like to wake up a lady like you from her sleep? Then you will definitely hear the lazy voice of the royal sister. Zhang Yu, look what time it is. Is there anything we can talk about during the day? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. If you don't give me a satisfactory reason, then you can just wait and become sisters with Xiao Chang'er. Zhang Yu, sure enough, Han Han is still the same Han Han who is always ready to crush someone. Director Han, please don't be angry. I just want to ask, isn't it the New Year's Eve? How are you going to spend it? Is it 30 years old? Han Han looked at the calendar on his phone, and the 2 characters, Spring Festival, were marked. It's Spring Festival. As usual, get some frozen dumplings. Or are you saying it won't last this year? After all, I'm alone, what's the point? Thinking of this, Han Han's eyes dimmed, he adjusted his emotions, and said to Zhang Yu on the other end of the phone, how to get through it. Just let it go and let others get through it. Zhang Yu, if you are alone, you can come to my house to stay with my sister. We won't be back for the Spring Festival, and it will be very lonely for my sister to be alone at home. Hearing this, Han Han's eyes lit up, and he swept away his previous depression. Is it really okay? Isn't this a bit bad? Isn't it too abrupt? Don't worry, Director Han. My sister is eager for you to come. My home is my sister's home, and my sister's home can also be your home. Zhang Yu held the phone and smiled lightly. Han Han was silent for a long time, and after a moment, yes. Zhang Yu gave Han Han a few instructions, then hung up the phone and fell into a deep sleep. It's a sweet sleep. I even dreamed of several families gathering together to celebrate the new year, and the corner of my mouth curled up slightly. As for Han Han, he couldn't sleep. Zhang Yu's invitation made her little heart beat fast, and she kept thinking about what clothes to wear and what to bring tomorrow. Why don't you wear the one you wore when you were a kid? No, what if Xiaohan gets sad after seeing this? It's so hard to choose. Han tossed and turned excitedly on the bed, unable to calm down no matter how much he tried to comfort himself. I'm going to celebrate the spring festival with my sister tomorrow, I'm so excited. Han was so excited that he couldn't fall asleep, but Zhang Yu slept in a daze, and he didn't wake up until Luo Yichang came in and asked him to get up. To be precise, Zhang Yu was startled awake by a scream. Zhang Yu, why aren't you wearing any clothes? Luo Yichang opened the door and was stunned by the scene in front of her. Oh my god, I don't know if I can bear it. Clothes. Zhang Yu was a little unhappy after being woken up. He stretched out his hands to rub his face, then glanced down and said, Hey, why didn't you knock on the door? Then he quickly pulled the quilt to cover himself, his face flushed, still watching. Go, get out. I didn't see anything. Luo Yichang's face turned red, and she quickly covered Zhang Yu's eyes with her hands, then pulled back his quilt, took a glance, and left in a hurry. This girl is getting more and more courageous. Zhang Yu muttered and quickly got up and got dressed. You have to be more careful in the future and don't let this girl take advantage of you. Outside the door, panting, Luo Yichang ran to the door of the room, closed Zhang Yu's door with her backhand, and patted the undulating white rabbit. God, did I just lift his quilt? Luo Yichang touched her hot pretty face and couldn't believe that she could do such a thing. This is too shameful. Xiao Shanger, what are you doing? Not far away, Luo Yuming walked towards him, and his face instantly turned dark when he saw this. What are you doing in front of Zhang Yu's gate? No, it's nothing. I just asked him to get up. Luo Yichang was startled by the sudden appearance of Luo Yuming and said nervously. Simply wake him up. You're fooling the devil. Luo Yuming frowned and pushed open the door. The first thing he saw was Zhang Yu, who was getting ready to get dressed. Zhang Yu. Luo Yuming. Well done to you, kid. You've succeeded, haven't you? Luo Yuming untied his belt, took out the 7 wolves from his waist, and walked towards Zhang Yu angrily. No, Uncle Luo, what are you doing with the 7 wolves? What are you doing? Luo Yuming laughed angrily. What did you say you were doing? I have to beat you to tears. My daughter doesn't dare to admit that she slept with her, right? Zhang Yu. No, Uncle Luo, did you misunderstand something? Zhang Yu explained quickly. Misunderstanding. I watched my daughter run out of your house on horseback. You tell me this is a misunderstanding. I defended myself day and night, but you got the better of me, right? Luo Yuming raised the 7 wolves in his hand to fight. Oh Dad, it's not what you think. Luo Yichang saw something was wrong and rushed in to stop Luo Yuming. Get up, I have to beat him to tears today. With that said, Luo Yuming ignored his daughter's obstruction and spanked Zhang Yu's butt. Pa, hiss. No, Uncle Luo, are you serious? Zhang Yu grinned in pain, covered his swollen butt with his hands, and said in surprise. Oh, stop talking nonsense, I must beat you to tears today. Luo Yuming raised the 7 wolves in his hand, pretending to fight again. Come on, beat me until you die. Zhang Yu put his butt in front of Luo Yuming. Anyway, Xiao Shenger will help me apply medicine when the blood bleeds. Scoundrel. This is a scoundrel. Threaten me again. Luo Yuming angrily threw the 7 wolves to the ground, cursing in his heart. Why are you acting like a dog? Can't I just be an individual? Whose son-in-law is not submissive when meeting his father-in-law, for fear that his father-in-law will disapprove? Why are you a threat? Father-in-law, you probably don't want to have your grandson next year. Sao, thinking of Zhang Yu threatening her daughter, she couldn't control her anger. He really deserves to die. He was angry, but Luo Yuming didn't dare to attack Zhang Yu anymore. In the end, he just suppressed his blush and said, Be safe, I don't want to hug my grandson so early. Then he picked up the 7 wolves on the ground and left with an aggrieved look on his face. Luo Yisheng. Can't explain it clearly. Forget it, I won't explain it anymore, I have to know sooner or later anyway. This girl. A few black lines appeared on Zhang Yu's forehead. What kind of thing is this? Doesn't this destroy my innocence? He turned to look at Luo Yichang, who had a blushing face and looked like a little girl. Well, it's not like this innocence cannot be destroyed. Zhang Yu. Luo Yichang suppressed her blush and said, it's time to eat. Zhang Yu shrugged speechlessly, put on his coat, and went to the hotel restaurant with Luo Yichang. What's your plan today? Zhang Tiancheng picked up a piece of sushi and stuffed it into his mouth, saying vaguely, how about you and me and your uncle Luo give them a beating? You just need to give me your 7 wolves that hurt people. Zhang Yu put the last piece of sashimi on Li Dapeng's plate onto his plate and sneered, no need, everything is in my plan. These little kurami, even their mother can't recognize them even if I can do it. Li Dapeng. The last piece. This is the last piece. What a bully. Zhang Yu, you ate the last piece of me, you. Shut up. Before Li Dapeng finished speaking, he was directly interrupted by Luo Yichang scolding. Zhang Yu, please continue, what is your plan? Li Dapeng. Shut up, just shut up. Li Dapeng felt a little aggrieved and stuffed his mouth with sushi. I was the one who was bullied before coming to the island country, and it's me who was bullied after coming to the island country. Then the island country didn't come here in vain. Can't there be someone else to bully? Let someone else bully. Isn't there an island native here? Thinking of this, Li Dapeng's eyes lit up and he slowly shifted his gaze to Yui Hanyu. Since you are all bullying me, then I'm not going too far by bullying an island girl. Hanyu Yui, who was taking a small bite to eat, subconsciously trembled. Dama, why do you have a bad feeling? Jihieji. Li Dapeng chuckled sinisterly, got up and went to the kitchen to bring a tube of mustard sauce to Yui Hanyu's side. Sister Hanyu, try this. This is called sweet noodle sauce. It is the favorite of us Chinese people. It is delicious. Yui Hanyu. Mr. Dapeng, I am from the island country, but I am not a fool. I can still recognize the mustard and the sweet noodle sauce. Tisk, that was careless. Li Dapeng scratched his head, showed an awkward and polite smile, and then sat depressed in his seat to chat and complain to Xiao Xuanxuan. Zhang Yu, are you saying that you know that the island country's officials will reject your request? Then why are you making such a fuss? Zhang Yu had a mysterious smile on his face, the secret must not be revealed. You'll find out tonight, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Luo Yichang nodded when he heard this and said nothing more. Everyone also ended the breakfast amidst the noise. New Year's Eve, the eve of the new year. It was approaching 5 p.m. Today is a very important day for the Chinese people. Of course, the island country is still the same as usual, they do not have such a festival. Come on, 3, 2, 1, eggplant. Zhang Yu took out his mobile phone and opened his mouth with a bright smile. Luo Yichang bent his hands to show his heart. Rui Shui still looked cold. As for Li Dapeng, he squatted in front of everyone with an aggrieved look. Several people stood in front of the island's shrine and each took a pose. Click. As the shutter button was pressed, everyone's figures were frozen. Baga, Chinese, who asked you to take pictures here? Do you know where this is? This is our great island shrine. You Chinese people are prohibited from visiting. In the distance, a middle-aged man wearing judo uniforms walked towards him, looking at Zhang Yu with displeasure. Chinese people come to the island country to take pictures at the shrine. The judo man sneered, and then threw the camera that Zhang Yu and others were taking photos onto the ground. Boom, we have an unwritten rule here. If you encounter Chinese people taking pictures, you should smash their phones. If you have any objections, go to the local residents to discuss it. After saying that, I still felt confused and rushed forward to step on him a few times. Gee, I haven't met such an arrogant person for a long time. Zhang Yu and the others looked at each other, and their meaning was self-evident. Li Dapeng broke his wrists and twisted his somewhat stiff neck. With a cruel look on his face, he walked toward the judo man with arrogant steps. You are very brave. Dare you mess with our 3 good young men? Even if your emperor comes today, he can't save you. The judo man frowned and smiled disdainfully. What? Do you still want to fight with me? Don't forget, this is an island country. If you dare to fight with me. Pa. Before he finished speaking, Li Dapeng went up and slapped the judo man until he was stunned. Idiot. The judo man covered his swollen cheeks in disbelief. How dare this Chinese man hit himself? You dare to hit me? Pa. Li Dapeng smiled evilly and spoke up again. Groove. The judo man cursed secretly and raised his palm to withdraw it. Pa, Bagaya, you are all dead. The judo man was so beaten that he burst into tears. He immediately assumed a standard judo posture and was bound to fight Li Dapeng to the death. But Li Dapeng is never alone. Who is a serious person who would rather fight in a group than fight in a one-on-one fight? You dare to tease Xiao Chenger, right? Time to stop. As the words fell, a golden clock appeared in front of the judo man and controlled him. You know, Zhang Yu never fights nameless battles. No matter who you are, I will definitely give you a false charge before beating you. Only in this way can the name be justified, right? Yui Hanyu. Dapeng, watch out, I will teach you this time only. Zhang Yu took out 2 silver needles that were only a few millimeters thick from his backpack, smiled evilly, and walked towards the judo man. This is one of the top 10 torture methods in ancient times. Watch it carefully and learn it carefully. After saying that, Zhang Yu grabbed the judo man's hand and inserted the silver needle between his nails. Waiting for the pause to end, the judo man's eyes were in pain and he let out a heartbreaking scream. My hand, looking for death. Do you know who I am? The one who lives in the shrine is my great-grandfather. You will regret it. You will definitely regret it. The judo man's face turned red in pain, his voice was hoarse, and his other uninjured hand pointed to the location of the island's shrine. It hurts so much. You know, the top 10 tortures in ancient China are not just talk. Your ancestors lived here, right? As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Yu's face flashed with coldness, he kicked the judo man to the ground, and then took out another silver needle from his trouser pocket. Then he asked Li Dapeng to hold him down, take off his judo uniform, and take off his tight white underwear. Tisk, it's really disgusting to step on a horse. Li Dapeng held back a look of disgust, grabbed the weak thing, took the silver needle from Zhang Yu's hand, pointed it at the small hole and stuffed it directly. No, the judo man was crying with pain, his whole body was shaking, and he looked at Li Dapeng's devilish smile with dull eyes. This man is the devil, absolutely the devil. How's it going? Are you happy? Li Dapeng smacked his lips, a flash of excitement flashing in his eyes. Isn't this better than a stick? Let me go, I don't dare anymore, I was wrong, the judo man begged. But Li Dapeng couldn't understand what was said at all. The silver needle in his hand poked out sparks, which made him roll his eyes in pain. Jihieji. With Li Dapeng's disdainful efforts, it took him 3 minutes to finally prick him to the point of bleeding. Woo, it's broken, it can't be used anymore. The judo man covered the injured area with one hand and wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes with the other hand. It looked so miserable. Let you throw my camera. Li Dapeng was so happy to see him like this, he couldn't be more excited. Yui Hanyu on the side looked horrified. Are the top 10 tortures in China so terrifying? If she were subjected to all 10 tortures. Hiss. That would be worse than life. Thinking of this, Hanyu Yui shuddered hard, her face full of fear. Don't worry, as long as you behave, none of these punishments will be used on you. Zhang Yu felt Hanyu Yui's fear and comforted her. Yeah, please rest assured Zhang Yu-kun, Yui will definitely be obedient. Be good. After the fight on Li Dapeng's side was over, Zhang Yu took out his mobile phone from his trouser pocket, turned on the live broadcast, and showed a bright smile. At the same time, take out the Molotov cocktail that was rewarded by the system after completing the previous task. How to use the large-scale Molotov cocktail. Remove the cork and let the liquid in the bottle come into contact with the air before throwing it out. Hey, good evening, family. What you see now is the island shrine. How are you? Do you feel like going to the toilet? Zhang Yu showed some big white teeth to the live broadcast camera and smiled brightly. Then he took out the rope that bound Fukuwaba from his backpack, tied the judo man into a ball, opened the dark blue Molotov cocktail, and poured a whole bottle of dark blue liquid into his mouth. I don't know what it will be like if I drink it. Zhang Yu murmured and directly pushed the bundled judo man into the island's shrine. Go, Pikachu, use your body to burn down the shrine. Zhang Yu shouted and pushed the judo man into the shrine. In less than 3 seconds, the judo man's lower abdomen gradually turned red and spread. Until it spreads all over the body, forming fiery red lines, like cracks. Ah! The judo man continued to shout, but this time when he opened his mouth, a few wisps of black smoke came out. Then, boom! A ray of fire reflected from the crack, followed by 2, 3. Until countless rays of fire appeared and exploded. The raging fire swept across like an awakening lion, directly covering half of the island's shrine. I saw that the statues of war criminals enshrined by the people on the island were burned by the raging fire, with black smoke rising. It's not enough. Zhang Yu pursed his lips in a low voice. After thinking for a few seconds, he took out the last Molotov cocktail in his backpack, opened the lid, and threw the bottle out the moment the dark blue liquid came into contact with the air. Bang! The bottle broke, and the dark blue liquid inside flowed out, igniting a raging fire and falling on the other side of the shrine that had not been affected. Boom! Another fire spewed out, and now the entire island shrine was covered in fire. Pretty. Zhang Yu grinned and picked up his mobile phone to share this spectacular scene with his family members in the live broadcast room. The live broadcast room was also completely blown up by Zhang Yu's move. Barrage. Smiling king of hell Newbie. Burned, burned, burned now. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, Grandpa, look, someone is taking revenge on you. The smiling king of hell, right. He's so pink. ... As the saying goes, some people are happy and some are sad. The Chinese people celebrated with singing and dancing, but the officials of the island country were furious because of this. This is no longer just a matter of face being rubbed. This is a matter of dignity. Dignity. The official dignity of the entire island country. The official government of the island nation. Inside a high-rise building. Bagaya Road. The man with a black beard and a face full of shame and anger slapped his subordinate on the face. What did you say? Our island nation's shrine was burned down by Zhang Tiancheng's son. None of you dare to arrest him yet. Bagayalu, you guys are all trash. Hi. The subordinate who was slapped immediately nodded in agreement. Reporting to Your Excellency Colonel, it's not that we don't want to arrest him, but Zhang Tiancheng's temper is like that of a madman, and he will explode at the slightest moment. I'm afraid that by then, it will cause irreversible losses to the island country. Call. Kamita took a deep breath after hearing this, closed his eyes, suppressed the anger in his heart, and clenched his white-gloved fists. Then you can't send someone to negotiate with him. I'm reporting to you, Colonel, that we have sent people to negotiate. Zhang Yu's condition is that the Bushuan clan must be exterminated. Colonel Kamita, is he so arrogant? Isn't he afraid that the Bushuan family will fight him to the death? Then Colonel Kamita, should we accept the conditions proposed by Zhang Yu? It's just the Bushuan family. It's not just his family that did this. It doesn't matter if there are more families or less. Besides, the subordinate asked. Before he finished speaking, Kamita slapped him in the face again. Baga. Ojiro-kun, can you be more thoughtful when doing things? If we just give the Fukawa family to him, wouldn't it make other families disappointed in the emperor? Besides, it will also cause our island country to completely lose its last dignity. He covered his swollen cheek with his hand and stood silently. Say, don't dare to speak at all. Who can bear it if he says the wrong word and gets a big sinus? Baga, how dare you ignore what I said? Pa. Seeing that Kojiro ignored his words, Kamita Osamu angrily raised his hand and slapped him again. How dare you turn a deaf ear to what I said, right? Kojiro, he was so numb that he well knew how to slap me in the face. He cursed in his heart, but Kojiro still put on a flattering smile like a chrysanthemum on his face. Hi. Next, it's up to you to talk to them yourself. You can appropriately agree to some of his requests that are not excessive. Hi. The men nodded and left quickly after receiving the order. Mud, this old man can beat me to death. The subordinate who walked out of the office covered his face and cursed in his mind. ... Sao. After he left, Colonel Kamita cursed angrily, his face turned livid with anger. He grabbed the samurai sword hanging on the wall, and slashed at everything in the office. It's so frustrating to ride on a horse. But I am so frustrated. If our things are burned, we have to pay for it. This is too much. He was angry, but Kamita still gritted his teeth and continued to endure. It seems that he hasn't exceeded his limit yet. Within China. The video of Zhang Yu burning an island shrine in anger was reposted by countless netizens. Everyone clapped their hands and cheered, wishing that they were the ones throwing the Molotov cocktail. This is simply the glory of the ancestors. Even Zhang Tiancheng, Luo Yuming and others next to them were watching all this in stunned silence. This, no matter how crazy we were before, we only moved the island country from south to north. Now you just burned the island country's shrine. What a good person who is better than the old. You are better than your father. Good job, boy. I'll tell your grandfather when I get back that I'll give you a separate page of our family tree. Zhang Tiancheng shouted, "Hello," several times without concealing the admiration in his eyes. At the same time, I was also a little annoyed. Why didn't I think of this when I first came to the island country? For the viewers in the live broadcast room, Zhang Yu's burning of the island's shrine was the best New Year's gift they had ever received. Everyone in Luo Yuming, how ridiculous. Is this going to be burned? The fire in front of them made them feel unbelievable. Was it a little rushed? Shouldn't the island country's shrine be used as a bargaining chip to threaten the island country's official website to hand over the Fukawa family? Not to mention Luo Yuming and the others couldn't figure it out. Even Ruishui, who had always been smart, couldn't figure out the reason. Zhang Yu. Can I show my face? I promised Grandma. Ruishui whispered and walked to Zhang Yu's side, her movements a little awkward. After all, for a good student like Ruishui, it is quite shy to show her face in the live broadcast. If Ruishui had not promised her grandma to show her face at the Iyuyaki Island shrine before that, she would have been embarrassed to show her face in front of hundreds of thousands or millions of people. No problem. Zhang Yu smiled lightly, made an okay gesture, and thoughtfully turned on the beauty function for her, and switched the live broadcast screen to Ruishui. Come on, let me introduce you to everyone. This is a member of our team, Ruishui. How about it? Look beautiful. Ruishui, who is wearing beauty, is so beautiful. Ruishui has a beautiful face, not to mention having beauty treatments. That charming little appearance is like a string that stirs the hearts of the viewers in the live broadcast room. Barrage. My wife also went to burn the island's shrine. Whoever has yellow urine, wake him up. If you have diabetes, please don't come. I'm afraid that he will taste the sweetness. Ruishui only showed her face in the live broadcast room and did not cause much trouble. The main focus was on Zhang Yu's burning of the island's shrine. No way, everyone still prefers to see the burning island shrine than beautiful women. However, what is surprising is that the fire brigade of the island country broke several water pipes and was unable to extinguish the fire. Baga, why can't it be destroyed? The island firefighter bared his teeth, held a water pipe as thick as a cannon, and sprayed it wildly at the small wisp of flames on the ground, his face full of confusion. My big water gun can't extinguish this small flame. I see. This is too fake. Surprised, but that doesn't mean the flame can't be extinguished. 2 hours later, the dark blue liquid burned out and the flames were extinguished, but the island shrine was reduced to a pile of ruins. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, how about we talk alone? Kojiro, who rushed over, looked displeased at the ruins in front of him and frowned. Are you an official of the island country? Zhang Yu's mouth curved. Yes, didn't I already tell you the conditions? If you want me to leave, you'll have to sacrifice the lives of everyone in the monastic life in exchange. Hearing this, Kojiro laughed angrily and said in fluent Chinese, Your Excellency Zhang Yu, you are a smart man. You must understand the principle of giving up when you are ready. After all, a dog will jump over the wall when he is anxious, and even more don't mention our big island country. Phew. After hearing the poor Chinese and the unintelligible remark, Li Dapeng still couldn't hold back and squirted out the water he just drank in his mouth. A dog jumps over the wall when it gets angry. Are you calling yourself a dog? Ha ha ha. You, Baga, I obviously didn't mean it this way. Kojiro pointed at Li Dapeng's nose, his face livid with anger. Hey, don't be angry, don't be angry. There is an old saying in China, anger is harmful to the body. With a smile in his eyes, Zhang Yu patted Kojiro on the shoulder and spoke to comfort him. Snort. Kojiro snorted coldly and retracted his hand pointing at Li Dapeng. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, I am here to negotiate with you on behalf of the island country. Please respect me. Respect, as long as your island country is sincere enough, give me whatever respect you want. Zhang Yu rubbed his fingers, his actions self-evident. This is going to make the lion open his mouth. Seeing Zhang Yu's actions, Kojira's face darkened. It seemed that he couldn't afford too much money in this negotiation. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, I hope we can talk alone. Zhang Yu nodded in agreement, and then followed him to a relatively remote park. As for whether he would be doing tricks behind his back, Zhang Yu didn't have to worry at all. After all, he was already broadcasting live. Sir Zhang Yu, could you please pause the live broadcast? Kojiro was speechless. Zhang Yu, all right. Zhang Yu shrugged and said it didn't matter, and paused the live broadcast according to his request. Then a phone call was made to Zhang Tiancheng. Hey, Dad. Oh, it's nothing. There's just a kid who wants to chat with me alone. I'm afraid he's playing dirty tricks, so I'll give you a call. Kojiro, you are a dog. No, dogs have to point at your nose and call you a dog. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, do you think we can have a chat alone? Don't worry, I'm just here to negotiate with you. An ugly smile appeared on Kojira's face, and he spoke in the gentlest tone of his life. Oh, okay, I believe you. Zhang Yu nodded and hung up the phone. Seeing that Zhang Yu didn't take out anything else after hanging up the phone this time, Kojiro breathed a sigh of relief. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, now Bu Xuanba and his father have been killed by you, and even the island country's shrine has been burned to ashes by you. The great revenge has been avenged. To express their apology to you, the Buxuan family can give you 1 million Chinese coins. How about we end this matter? Zhang Yu didn't say anything, and looked at Kojiro with a face full of teasing, as if he was looking at silly. Cough. Kojiro coughed. This is not a loss of face, this is a loss of money. If the face is gone, you can earn it again, but if the money is gone, it is really gone. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, you must also know that the things you have done have exceeded the bottom line of the island country. I still say the same thing. After all, you don't want to fight to the death, right? The fish is dead and the net is broken. Isn't it like a dog jumping over the wall in a hurry? Zhang Yu sneered, interrupting Kojira's brewing momentum. Kojiro, Sao, don't interrupt people when they are talking about being energetic. Asshole, can't you be more serious? Oh, go on, what will you do if I break your bottom line again? Zhang Yu said disdainfully, I'm still very curious about this matter. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, you just need to remember that the majesty of the large island country cannot be provoked. But I have already provoked you. Zhang Yu spread his hands. Kojiro, the majesty of our large island country cannot be provoked again and again. You are really able to stretch and bend. Besides, just 1 million. Are you sending the beggar away? If the island country is full of poor people, I don't think there is any need to talk. Just trade with your life. Zhang Yu patted the dust on his butt, gave Kojiro a middle finger, then stood up and walked out of the park. Go. Stop, Your Excellency Zhang Yu, I guarantee that if you leave like this, you will definitely regret it. Kojiro shouted coldly, slowly took off the white gloves on his hands, and broke his aching neck. Are you threatening me? Zhang Yu paused in his steps, narrowed his eyes slightly, and slowly turned his head behind him. Bang! The moment Zhang Yu turned his head behind him, he pulled out a black recording pen from his body. On the recorder, the 4 characters recording were flashing. Kojiro, explode. You really don't have martial ethics when riding a horse. Bring a voice recorder to the negotiation. Kojiro was sweating profusely on his forehead. It's a pity that I didn't do everything right, otherwise I would have been in trouble today. But now he really doesn't dare to say harsh words to Zhang Yu. Who knows if this kid has any other tricks? After all, he even brought a voice recorder to negotiations. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, you understand wrong. I am not threatening you. Kojiro took out a white handkerchief from his pocket and wiped the sweat on his forehead. What I'm saying is that if you are not satisfied, I can apply to your superiors for other compensation. Okay, I won't make it difficult for you. Just give me a transfer of $10 million, and this matter will be considered cleared. 10 million. Knife. Why don't you go and grab it? Kojiro opened his mouth in shock. What is a surprising statement? This is a shocking statement. $10 million. It's not even worth the money if you sell me. Zhang Yu sneered inwardly, asking you to threaten me. Aren't I just robbing you now? Kojiro, Your Excellency Zhang Yu, this is not your way of opening a lion's mouth. Do you think I'm worth the money? Kojira's face looked ugly, as if he had eaten a piece of ollie. Then how much can you give me? 5 million Chinese coins, this is already the limit. We can't get even 1 cent more. 5 million. Zhang Yu pretended to be calm, but actually he was already happy inside. This is 5 million, not 500 yuan, not 500,000, but 5 million. But excitement is excitement, and you still have to do something superficial. 5 million. Has it reached the limit? Kojira nodded, it's really the limit. Do not believe. Kojira, he couldn't tell how many times he was speechless. One price, 5 million and 1 yuan. Sao, you are like a dog riding on a horse. How can humans be the same as dogs? Make a deal. Kojira gritted his teeth and agreed. Look, didn't you say you couldn't get even a dime out? You're a liar. Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows. With that look, Kojira really wanted to go up and give them both a mouthful. Want an extra $1? You are a real dog. They did everything they could to hurt my face. How could there be such a shameless person in the world? Okay, that's the end of the matter. Remember to pay it to my bank card before 11 o'clock in the evening. Zhang Yu yawned, resting his head on his arms, humming a tune, and walked out of the park. Cool, cheating again. Ah, another 5 million earned. It's better to grab money quickly. Although Zhang Yu has agreed to the island country's officials and will stop here after receiving 5 million, but who is Zhang Yu? He is a good young man, how can he keep such a promise? If you keep your word, you are still called Lao Lu. Bah, are you still called Sanhao young man? Inside the park, after Zhang Yu left, Kojira slapped him twice in the face. The horse-riding man, 5 million is just gone. It is estimated that when I return this time, I will be transferred to another position. Why? After meeting up with Luo Yichang and others, Zhang Yu took out his mobile phone and took another photo with everyone with the ruins as the background. Then he posted it on his own short video account. Title: Today's trip to the island country is well worth it. The feud will be avenged. Let's sing loudly. If the evil is still there, I will become even more evil. War criminals, subdue the law. 2 photos were then uploaded. One picture shows a group of 4 people, with an island shrine in the background. The other picture also shows 4 people working together, but the background is a ruins after a fire. The position has not changed, it has become just the background. Pretend to compare. Li Dapeng glanced at his mouth and cursed secretly, then immediately saved the 2 photos and posted them on his short video account. Caption: Use your own strength to destroy the island's shrine. Zhang Yu. Everyone. Rui Shui also saved these 2 photos, planning to develop them and show them to her grandma after she went back. Speaking of which, this was the only time Rui Shui saved photos taken by Zhang Yu. Before, well, let's not talk about the shameful past. After these 2 days of live broadcast, Zhang Yu has become somewhat famous in China. Once the photo was posted, it was immediately reposted by countless people. Even these 2 photos and Zhang Yu's copy were directly posted on the hot search. In just a few hours, these 2 photos had spread throughout half of China. Countless people who saw the photos clapped their hands. Even the special group of people who wrote the historical records of China moved these 2 photos into the historical records after collecting evidence. The true realization of the glory of the ancestors belongs to yes. But Zhang Yu had no idea about this matter. At this time, he was busy confronting the black fans in the comment area. Comment: Aren't you going too extreme? Burning down someone's national shrine just because you disagree. Reply: How about, burn your house down? Comment: To be honest, to be fair, the 2 countries have deep hatred, but as a big country, we must show the courage of a big country. Let the past go by and forget the grudges with a smile. Zhang Yu replied: You were right. I will exterminate your family when I return home. I hope you can also forget your grudges with a smile. Brother, I was wrong. I just use my marketing account to make my presence felt. As the saying goes, the forest is big and there are all kinds of birds, including a few flirtatious ones. But I still support Zhang Yu more. After all, there is a deep hatred. Of course, there were even some bad comments that didn't even require Zhang Yu to take action. The lovely netizens directly chased him and scolded him back home. You brat, let's go home now. If we go home now, we can still catch up with the spring festival. When Zhang Yu came back, Luo Yuming and others had packed their luggage and gathered together, all smiling. After all, burning the island's shrine is a very satisfying thing, so you should be happy. But what surprised Zhang Tiancheng was that Zhang Yu actually accomplished this feat with his own strength. Although I borrowed his name, it is already an amazing move to be able to do this. You know, he is only brass. Brass can travel thousands of miles to burn the island's shrine. This record is one of the best in the world. ... As the saying goes, some are happy and some are sad. While everyone is beaming, Yui Hanyu looks at Zhang Yu but hesitates to speak. She really didn't expect that Zhang Yu would be burned at the island's shrine when he came up. Her mind was buzzing until now. You know, she is from the island country. Her family are all in the island country. Zhang Yu could just pat his ass and walk away after doing this, but she couldn't. If Zhang Yu and the others left directly, she was sure that the island nation would turn its anger on the Hanyu family. By then, let alone using Zhang Yu's help to eradicate the Fukawa family and let the Hanyu family take a step further, even the family's survival will be a problem. Go home. Why are you in a hurry? The matter is not over yet. Zhang Yu smiled cruelly, his eyes gleaming with coldness. I said when I came here, this matter can't be finished until the death of the Grand Master. Where have you come from? I haven't made them feel completely miserable. Assassinate me. If we don't kill this chicken today, this monkey can't serve as a warning. When Yui Hanyu heard what Zhang Yu said, she secretly breathed a sigh of relief. She no longer wanted the Hanyu family to go further, as long as the status quo could be maintained. Zhang Yu is too dark-hearted, and cannot be exploited by someone of her rank. Then what are you going to do next? Luo Yuming asked. Zhang Yu shook his head and did not answer directly, but showed a mysterious smile. You will know when the time comes, and the next step is the main topic. Luo Yuming. Everyone. 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Luokong, China. Han Han was wearing a black dress and a pair of sneakers. She was carrying several large bags in one hand. The bags contained some fruits, pork, and several couplets. The other hand was holding a red gift box. The outer bows are all red. At this time, he was wandering in front of Zhang Yu's house. Do you want to go in or not? Han Han took a deep breath, seemingly determined, gritted his teeth, mustered up the courage, and pressed the doorbell. Etc. The moment his finger touched the doorbell, Han Han suddenly retracted, as if thinking of something. He quickly took out a small mirror from his backpack and looked at his makeup and dress today. Phew, not nervous, not nervous. His sister has now forgiven him, and their relationship has now eased. Thinking of this, Han Han patted his chest and took another deep breath. But when her hand was about to touch the doorbell, she suddenly retracted it as if she was electrocuted. After briefly arranging her hair and clothes, which were not messy, she finally rang the doorbell. Ding dong. Coming. There was a soft sound in the house, and along with a few crisp footsteps, Zhang Han, who was wearing pajamas, came over and opened the door. Sister Han, come in. It's cold outside. Han Han nodded, smiling. Yeah. The two of them sat on the sofa in the living room, and the atmosphere was a little quiet for a while. After a moment, George Han spoke to break the silence. Zhang Yu said that they won't be able to come back today, so I came to see you, and by the way, celebrate the new year with you. Zhang Han nodded, got up and went to the refrigerator to take out a large bottle of orange juice he just bought today, opened the lid, and poured a glass for Han Han. Well, I guessed you would come. I just bought a fish. It's alive. I don't dare to kill it. Han Han was overjoyed, his eyes lit up. He took a sip of orange juice and stood up. Let me do it. I dare to kill you. Zhang Han didn't say anything, but took out a brand new apron from the kitchen and handed it to Han Han. My sister has grown up and become smarter. Han Han took the apron, tore open the package, and put it on the red dress without hesitation. The size is just right, and you can tell from the first glance that it was prepared for you. Is Xiaohan's thoughts so delicate now? Han Han didn't think much about it. After putting on his apron, he and Zhang Han walked into the kitchen. Xiaohan, stay away, don't get splattered with blood. Han Han held a kitchen knife in one hand and picked up the fish with the other hand, and told Zhang Han. But Zhang Han did not leave, but continued to stand where he was. I believe in my sister's skills. Han Han. As soon as he said these words, Han Han suddenly felt something called hot blood welling up in his heart. He directly raised his kitchen knife, pointed it at the fish head, and slapped it down. Bang! The big catfish was knocked unconscious by Han Han's knife. Sister, you are so awesome. Zhang Han's soft and waxy voice came, and Han Han felt like he had been injected with chicken blood. 3 times, 5 times, 5 times, 2 times, he directly gave Catfish a knife. You know, for a sister-in-law, being praised by her sister is something to be proud of. After finishing processing the catfish, Han Han took the initiative to ask Ying to post the couplets, while Zhang Han started cooking in the kitchen. After all, cooking is Zhang Han's specialty, not Han Han's. By the time the sisters posted the couplets and a dozen dishes of food were served, it was already past 11 o'clock in the middle of the night. At this time, the lights in China are brightly lit, and every family is sitting together after reunion, with smiles on their faces. There are also many people discussing the matter of Zhang Yu burning the island country's shrine. Happy New Year, Xiaohan, this is your New Year's gift from my sister. At the dinner table, Han Han took out the red gift box that he had prepared and gave it to Zhang Han. Open it and take a look. Do you like it? Sister gave it to me, I like it. Zhang Han took the gift box, but did not open it. Instead, he turned around and put it in his bedroom. He took out a milky white bracelet made of the heart stone from the bedroom and gave it to Han Han. I also have a New Year's gift. This is what I'm giving you. Come and show it to me. Han Han chuckled, took the hand from Zhang Han, and put it on his hand. It looks good, and the size is just right. As long as you like it. I see that your hands are empty, so this is just the right thing to bring. My sister has become more beautiful. Zhang Han praised with a smile in his eyes. Han Han rolled his eyes and said coquettishly, you are the only one with a sweet mouth. I read the news on the internet that Zhang Yu, that brat, burned down the island's shrine. Is it true? Han Han put a piece of meat into Zhang Han's bowl with a suspicious look on his face. Of course it's true. My younger brother started the live broadcast, and there are still replays of his live broadcast online. Zhang Han did not refuse Han Han's action of picking up food for her. Instead, he put the food in the bowl into his mouth and said vaguely, I don't know how my brother did it. The island country has not had any strong reaction so far. But what's incredible is that the island country is conducting secret research and experiments. Experiment. When she heard the word experiment, Han Han's movements when picking up vegetables froze. A look of uneasiness flashed across his face, but she quickly suppressed it. Oh, the island country actually conducts secret experiments. Han Han wanted to say something more, but was interrupted by Zhang Han's exclamation. Ha, look, my brother is broadcasting again. In the live broadcast, Zhang Yu stood alone on the street of the island country, grinning. Behind him are gray-white mountains rich in soil. Hello family, we meet again, guess where I am now? That's right, I'm in the south-central part of the island country now. It seems that everyone is very curious about what I am planning to do now. Don't worry, you'll see when you get there in a minute. Zhang Yu showed some familiar big white teeth to the camera with a mysterious expression. He didn't take anyone with him on this mission. The time at this time has reached 11:40 midnight. Due to Zhang Yu's fame, the number of people watching the live broadcast this time was far greater than before. Even the official personnel of the island country came to the live broadcast room. Although they didn't know what Zhang Yu was going to do, they had a bad feeling in their hearts. Where's Kojira? Are you sure you and Zhang Yu have reached an agreement? In the official high-rise building of the island country, Kamita asked with a frown. Hi, back to Kamita Colonel, we have already communicated with Zhang Yu, and even the 5 million he asked for has been transferred to his bank card. Yeah, Shishi. After hearing this, Kamita was relieved. But soon he couldn't rest assured, because Zhang Yu was about to do something big that would scare him to death. Chapter 101. Zhang Yu chuckled at the live broadcast. Family, it's New Year's Eve soon. Today, I have a gift for everyone. Because the island country officials went back on their word. Not only did they confess to assassinating me, they also did something that was outrageous to both humans and gods, such as molesting our companions. So I decided to invite everyone to watch the fireworks. As soon as these words came out, the officials of the island country were immediately confused. Confess, haven't I already compensated you? Teasing your companions. With your temper, who dares to tease your people? Isn't that turning on the light while going to the toilet, seeking death? And watching fireworks? Why do you feel like you have a bad premonition? Kamita Colonel looked at Kojiro without knowing why. Sao, Zhang plays me. Kojiro cursed inwardly. Baga, this is slander. Pure slander. Captain Kamita, believe me. I have really reached an agreement with him. I even sent him the money. If you don't believe me, just look at it. Kojiro quickly took out his mobile phone, showed the payment record, and put it in front of Kamita. Then what's going on now? But Kamita didn't look at it at all, and stared at Kojiro with a frown. I don't know either. Don't worry, I'll call him and ask. Kojiro wiped the sweat from his forehead and took out his mobile phone to dial Zhang Yu's number. Do. Just as the call was connected, a complaining voice came from Zhang Yu's side. Kojiro, this is the sincerity of your island country, right? We agreed to 5 million, where is the money? Zhang Yu, who was mainly against customers, told Kojiro that he was not confident anymore, and quickly opened the payment record again to check. It wasn't until the software showed that Zhang Yu had collected the payment that he breathed a sigh of relief. Money, hasn't it already been sent to you? Fart, I didn't receive it at all. You're playing one thing in front of me and another behind your back, right? Very good, I hope you won't regret it. Do. After speaking, Zhang Yu hung up the phone directly, leaving Kojiro with a confused look on his face. Sao, is this idiot playing me? Kojiro, who had regained his composure, was almost furious. Wasn't it obvious that he was playing tricks on him? Kojiro, I ask again, what on earth is going on? The furious Kamita Colonel slapped Kojiro in the face. You usually just pay a little money when riding a horse, but now you dare to do it. You're looking for death, aren't you? Kojiro was going crazy with frustration. He had never seen such a deceptive person. Hurry up and send the money to Zhang Yu. Let's appease this ancestor first. No, I have already sent him the money. If you don't believe me, you can go to the bank to check. Kojiro said aggrievedly, covering his face that was red from being slapped. Sao, doesn't it take time to go to the bank to check? Let me say it again, whether you have lost the money or not, call him immediately. Do you understand? Kojiro understood. To put it bluntly, he was asked to pay Zhang Yu the money out of his own pocket. Mud, I will never deal with this kind of dishonest person again. He has caused me so much trouble. Kojiro took his bank card and with a heartbroken look on his face took out 5 million from his small balance and gave it to Zhang Yu. In less than a minute, Zhang Yu once again made 5 million. It's better to grab money quickly. Zhang Yu sighed once again in his heart. In just one day, he actually made 10 million. As soon as the money arrived, Kojiro called Zhang Yu again. I got the money this time. I don't care what you want to do, please leave the island country immediately. Kojiro was almost furious. He thought he could make some money today, but not only did he not get a penny, but he even got 5 million. What is this thing called? Money. Did you send me money again? I didn't receive it. How about you try to transfer it to me again? I'll tell you. Zhang Yu's humble voice came from the other end of the phone, and Kojiro was so angry that he smashed the phone on the spot. Bang! It's not your way to pluck wool. Catch this sheep and kill it, right? Kojiro, you, shut up. Before Kamita finished speaking, he was directly interrupted by Kojiro yelling angrily, this job is not mandatory. I resign. I quit. Kojiro couldn't bear it anymore, took off his work badge from his neck, threw it on the table aside, and walked out of the office in a big way. Colonel Kamita, young people are so angry. On the other hand, Zhang Yu was grinning from ear to ear. 10 million, how many times can he wash his feet? Although the sixth man received the money, he had no intention of compromising on this. This chicken today must be killed. Thinking of this, Zhang Yu picked up his cell phone and spoke to the island country official who was watching his live broadcast. I'll give you 5 minutes to kill the Bushuan clan and bring them to me. Otherwise, I will blow up your Mount Fuji. Although Zhang Yu's words were very domineering, the island country officials and the Bushuan family scorned them. It's just you who blows up Futu Mountain. Let alone you. Even if the Grandmaster comes, he won't be able to blow up Futu Mountain. Even if you throw a nuclear bomb, you can only peel off the skin of Futu Mountain. Explode Futu Mountain. Hee. It was now 11:50 at night, and the 5 minutes given by Zhang Yu had already passed. Very good, it seems you still don't believe in my methods. Zhang Yu put down his mobile phone and pointed the live broadcast screen at Futu Mountain. Then he opened his palm and used the awakening factor to condense a sword of time. The next step is to present a visual feast to everyone. Let us cheer. After saying this, Zhang Yu raised the sword of time and activated his skill, time and space summoning. Zhang Yu swung the sword of time in his hand, creating a crack in time and space. In the rift of time and space, a bright river of time slowly flows out. A black figure appeared on the edge of the long river, standing with one hand behind his back, his face full of defiance. Stop pretending, come to work. Future Zhang Yu. I know, there's enough time. After saying that, future Zhang Yu appeared in front of Zhang Yu, raised his hand and slapped him with his mouth. Pa, Zhang Yu. The old rule is, give someone a slap in the face when you meet them. Zhang Yu. Hurry up and get to work, mad. Zhang Yu covered his face and cursed in his mind, just wait for me, the situation will change one day. In the future, Zhang Yu appeared in front of Fu Tushan again, and with one hand, he said, time turns. Good luck. Unlimited file loading. Wow, Fu Tushan's state is brewing and developing rapidly with the blessing of Zhang Yu's time rotation skills in the future. If you can't spray it this year, you won't be able to spray it next year, but you can spray it 1 year. After about 5 minutes, a rumble came from inside Futu Mountain. With the release of Zhang Yu's time rotation skill in the future, the mountain pass of Futu Mountain gradually turned red, with traces of hot steam coming out, and even the inside of the mountain was filled with roaring sounds. This scene completely shocked the entire island country's officials. Quick, call Zhang Yu and tell him to stop. Colonel Kamita was so frightened that his anus tightened, and even his speech became incoherent. Colonel Kamita, Zhang Yu's phone can't be reached. Pa, Baga, you loser, think of a way to make him stop. If Mount Futu really erupts, you and I will not be able to bear the consequences. The anxious Kamita colonel slapped his subordinate on the face, blushed, and scolded him. Hi, Colonel, what if Zhang Yu's request still requires the lives of the Buxuan family? This, Kamita thought for a moment, give it to him. It's just a family, as long as we can stop him. Hi, the men took the order and rushed to Futu Mountain. Okay, my mission is completed. Mount Futu will erupt on time at 12 o'clock. Then, it's all your business. After saying that, Zhang Yu will leave when he steps into the long river of time in the future. Wait, tell me what the side effects are. Zhang Yu hurriedly stopped Future himself and asked. Phew, you'll know then. In the future, Zhang Yu seemed to have thought of something fun. He sneered and without much explanation, turned around and stepped into the river of time to leave. Baffling. Zhang Yu muttered and did not continue to ask questions, watching Zhang Yu leave in the future. When the river of time dissipated, a white note fell from the sky. Zhang Yu picked up the note that fell to the ground and saw that the note said, the price of time and space summoning, Li Dapeng shortened by 1 centimeter. Phew, ha 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 ha. Zhang Yu held his stomach and laughed wildly, leaning forward and back with laughter. Li Dapeng shortened. Can this be considered a side effect? It would be nice to have more side effects like this. Although Zhang Yu couldn't bear it, it was a side effect after all, and there was nothing he could do about it. Well, actually, Zhang Yu wanted to do it again. In the hotel room, Li Dapeng hummed a tune and picked up a towel to wipe his body. At this time, he did not know the horror of the side effects. It feels good to take a bath and go to the toilet at the same time. Let me see if you have grown up. Li Dapeng took off his bath towel and his facial expression froze. Etc. Something is wrong. Li Dapeng quickly wrapped himself in a bath towel, sweating profusely on his forehead, and patted his chest to comfort himself. You saw it wrong, you must have seen it wrong. Then he took the bath towel away again. Ah! A scream like a slaughtered pig penetrated the hotel. Shrunk, why is it missing a piece for no reason? It's shrunk, right, Yes, that's it. As long as I let it transform into its second form, it will be fine. Li Dapeng was so frightened that he gasped and walked into the bathroom again tremblingly. But this time the pace was a bit hasty. 2 minutes later. Ah, not shrinking. But is it really one section too short? Are you kidding me? Even the second form is missing a bit. Could it be that we have done too many bad things recently? Li Dapeng hurriedly took out a ruler from his backpack. Use a ruler to measure. Sao, there wasn't much in the first place, but now. In front of Futu Mountain, Zhang Yu had his hands behind his back with a calm expression, as if he was waiting for someone. And that's exactly what happened. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, please show your respect. Not far away, Comita Colonel's men arrived in a car. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, please show mercy. The eruption of Futu Mountain will cause immeasurable damage to the entire island country. If you have any requests, just ask them directly. Comita Colonel's new subordinates hurried to Zhang Yu, breathing heavily and looking nervous. Didn't I already tell you my request? Why, you want me to repeat it again? Zhang Yu snorted coldly, with an unhappy expression. Our island country can agree to your request. Please show your support and prevent Futu Mountain from erupting. The subordinate spoke in a humble tone. Taken the bait. Zhang Yu raised the corners of his mouth, revealing a Dragon King-like smile, but he still showed surprise. Oh, what you mean is that you officially promised to kill the Bushwan family and bring them to me, right? Ah, yeah, then you come to my live broadcast room and tell my family. The subordinate's expression froze. If this news spreads, the official reputation of the island country will be ruined. After all, the Bushwan family works for the government. This wave is about killing the donkey. Reluctantly, but due to Zhang Yu's power, his subordinates still shamelessly walked under the camera and told the family in the live broadcast room the news. At this time, the Bushwan family watching Zhang Yu's live broadcast were almost scared to death. I'm helping your official do things, but your official still wants to kill us. So inhumane. After learning the news, the entire Bushwan family packed up their things overnight and prepared to run away. Even other families who helped the government were murmuring in their hearts. After all, the officials have sold out the Bushwan family. After this wave, it is estimated that all families have lost trust in the officialdom. Then please come and talk to me about the head of the Bushwan family. After all, your island country has a bad reputation internationally. I can't believe you. Zhang Yu looked at Comita's new subordinates with disgust on his face and almost vomited. Men, can you not be so damaging? Although they were very dissatisfied with Zhang Yu's statement, his subordinates still resisted the urge to curse. Okay, I hope the life of Chief Bushwan can be exchanged for the peace of our island country. Don't talk like a victim. You brought this on yourself. If you don't send someone to assassinate me, I won't bother to set foot in this disgusting place. Zhang Yu's insults again and again made his subordinates' veins bulge in anger. If you really can't afford it, you have to go up and give him 2 big sinuses. It's so bullying. You are angry, but you still have to do what needs to be done. The subordinates quickly took out their mobile phones and sent a message to the killers who were ambushing at the door of the Bushwan family, asking them to attack the leader of the Chuan family. It is now 11:55 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and 3 minutes have passed since his subordinates issued the order. If I can't get the head of the Fuchuan family patriarch in front of me within 5 minutes, then you can have a taste of what it would be like to have Mount Futu erupt. Zhang Yu's face was full of threats. After all, he didn't have much time now. Before Futu Mountain erupts at 12 o'clock, you can trick them a little bit. It would be best to wipe out the entire Bushwan family. What happened to Futu Mountain was done by Zhang Yu in the future, and Zhang Yu couldn't stop it now. What's more, Zhang Yu didn't want to stop it. In the Bushwan family, 2 men in black broke into the house. He found the room of Chief Bushwan with ease and went straight in. But it is not a good person who can become the leader of the clan, not to mention that he has been prepared for it. For a time, the 3 of them were inseparable from each other, and the world collapsed. They could afford to fight, but Comita's men couldn't afford to wait, and neither could Zhang Yu. If I hadn't seen the head of the Fuchuan clan leader 12 years ago, Mount Futu would have erupted. The men stamped their feet anxiously and kept sending messages to the men in black asking them to speed up. But how could Chief Bushwan solve it in 5 minutes? It will take at least half an hour. Time waits for no one. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, see if you can push back the time a little. My people are already killing. There was a little accident during the assassination. The Bushwan clan leader was much stronger than imagined. Comita Colonel's subordinates bent at 90 degrees and bowed, with a hint of pleading in their tone. That's your business. I still say the same thing. If you can't see the head of the Butushwan clan leader before 12 o'clock, I will let Futu Mountain erupt. Zhang Yu had no expression on his face and ignored his plea. In fact, Zhang Yu also wanted to wait until Chief Bushwan died before letting Futu Mountain erupt, but he couldn't make the decision. If you want to blame, just blame future Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu seems to be himself in the future. Quote. It's approaching 12 o'clock. The official side of the island country still failed to offer the head of the Fukawa clan leader. On the other hand, Comita's men, seeing that their pleas failed, actually threatened him directly. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, do you really want to have a fight with the island country that will last forever? If Mount Futu erupts, you will be regarded as an enemy by the island nation for life. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, please think clearly. Haha, when begging for mercy doesn't work, you threaten instead, right? Zhang Yu sneered in his heart and sneered at the island country's behavior. Aren't we already enemies? It started when you sent people to assassinate me. I can make it erupt once, and I can make it erupt a second time. If you don't believe me, you can try it. You, okay, Your Excellency Zhang Yu is determined to go against our big island nation, isn't he? Before he finished speaking, the hour hand pointed in the direction of 12 o'clock. Boom! The fiery red magma burst out from Mount Futu and instantly covered half of the island country. The scene was extremely spectacular. Within a few seconds, black smoke covered the city and acid rain fell in the sky. All island residents who saw this scene were panic-stricken. This is the eruption of Mount Futu. Even the diamond powerhouses have to shed their skin when they come, let alone ordinary superpowers like them. Sao, Zhang Yu, you will regret it. The men cursed angrily and left quickly, fearing that they would be affected. He is not like Zhang Yu who can read files. If he dies, he will really die. As for Luo Yichang and Zhang Yu, there is no need to worry. With Zhang Tiancheng here, they will not be hurt at all. Regret, hehe. Let's forget about the discharge of nuclear sewage in the previous life in this life. Boom. In the live broadcast, the spectacular scene when Mount Futu erupted also shocked netizens. Happy New Year everyone. I don't have anything to give you on New Year's Eve, so I'll just order some rich soil to cheer you up. Zhang Yu's grinning appearance appeared in the live broadcast. Netizens who were eating New Year's Eve dinner were so shocked that their chopsticks froze in the air. If I read correctly, did this ancestor really blow up Mount Fuji? Just burn the island's shrine, and blow up Mount Futu. You are worthy of being the smiling king of hell. This title is not given to you in vain. About 20 minutes later, the magma erupted from Mount Futu had enveloped half of the island country. Sao, quick, send the Grand Master to suppress it. In the island government, Colonel Comita's roar echoed throughout the entire floor. Countless strong men from island countries came to suppress it, but the effect was not very good. Only those at the master level can withstand the magma eruption. However, the number of Grand Masters in the island country is very few. Even if you search the entire island country, you will not be able to find 5, let alone those who have families to protect them. The incident of killing donkeys and unloading grinding mills in the island country has happened before. Who dares to do anything for the official? I am afraid that I will be the next one to be killed. Report to Comita Colonel. Those family masters are unwilling to take action. The subordinate came to Comita Colonel's office and said solemnly. Refused to take action. Idiot. Colonel Comita cursed, grabbed the samurai sword on the wall and slashed at the newly purchased accessories in the office. While slashing and fighting, he scolded his subordinates for being useless for not being able to do even this little thing well. Colonel Comita, stop cutting, and then cut down Mount Futo and spray us here. Sao, Comita, who was stopped by his men, cursed secretly, where's Norin? Since the masters from the family refused to come forward, let him carry it first. I will go and communicate with those families in person later. No matter what, let's solve the problem of Mount Fuji's eruption first. Kamita Colonel's face turned livid, and he threw his katana to the ground after being stopped by his men. Your Excellency Osaka, even though Yoroi is a master, he probably won't be able to stop the eruption of Mount Fuji by himself. Stop it, Kamita Colonel interrupted his men and continued. I don't care what method he uses, even if he uses his life to block it, he must be blocked by me. As a subject of His Majesty the Emperor, you should be loyal to His Majesty the Emperor. Do you understand? Men, are you afraid that Mount Fuji will erupt and your position will be insecure? At this time, Zhang Yu had already run away, but he left his mobile phone at the scene. In order to let everyone watch the fireworks, I have done my duty. Although I lost a mobile phone, I gained 10 million, which is not a loss. In the hotel, Zhang Yu thought while packing his luggage. After everyone packed their luggage and came to the street, they saw an extremely spectacular scene. I saw that the streets were full of island residents running with their luggage on their backs. It's like fleeing. There were even people running and shouting, saying that the end of the world was coming and most of the island country was in chaos. It is extremely difficult for the police or official personnel of the island country to maintain order. Because residents of island countries do not have high trust in their officials. Some people recognized Zhang Yu from the crowd and cursed him as a devil who had brought disaster to the island country. Zhang Yu would definitely not let them go if they were exposed. Although Zhang Yu is a good young man, he will become angry when faced with accusations from others. So Li Dapeng and Zhang Yu picked up one in each hand, and carried their accusers into the room with evil smiles. Faxtao, what do you want to do? Jihieji. Li Dapeng took out a box of silver needles from his pocket. Li Dapeng smiled evilly and pulled the islander who had just accused them into a small room in the hotel. Then he took out a few silver needles from his backpack. Broken, egg-breaking crazy devil, what are you going to do to me? Jihieji, you'll know soon. Li Dapeng untied the belt around his waist. Ah, are you riding a horse and pricking this with a needle? Sao, help, I don't dare anymore. Halfway through the pricking, Li Dapeng suddenly thought about whether he was missing a centimeter because he had done too many bad things and was retribution. But then I thought about it, Zhang Yu had done many more bad things than himself, how could he be okay? Does the fact that he's fine mean it's not the reason? Well, that's the truth. After figuring out the reason, Li Dapeng no longer felt scared. He took out another silver needle from his backpack, grabbed the soft thing, and then aimed at the hole and pierced it. You are not a human, you are a devil, you are a devil. Different from Li Dapeng, Zhang Yu captured a girl from an island nation. How could Zhang Yu be so violent against a girl? Be gentle and learn from Xiao Shenger. So, Zhang Yu caught two little mice in the girl's frightened eyes. He opened the girl's clothes and stuffed them in, then turned around and left the room, and closed the door for her thoughtfully. Ah, what followed was the girl's heart-rending screams. Okay, stop playing, it's time for us to go. Luo Yichang and Ruishui walked up to Zhang Yu with a speechless expression and stopped Zhang Yu's animal behavior. Two mice that Zhang Yu threw next to the girl sprang out from the corner. Ruishui was so frightened that she jumped into Zhang Yu's arms and started crying. Ah, there are rats. Zhang Yu, hurry up, get rid of it. Zhang Yu, Luo Yishang, I still forgot that Ruishui was afraid of these things. Okay, don't be afraid. The rats have been driven out. Zhang Yu patted Ruishui, who was hanging on his body like a koala, and comforted him softly. Really? Ruishui wiped away the tears from being frightened, opened a slit in her eyes, and secretly observed her surroundings. Of course it's true, come down. Before Zhang Yu finished speaking, he saw another 20-centimeter-long rat emerging from the crack in the door. There was silence in the air for 3 seconds. Ah, Zhang Yu, you are a big liar, you bullied me again. After the silence, Ruishui was so frightened that she jumped 3 meters high and jumped directly onto Zhang Yu's shoulders. Zhang Yu, did they catch the small one and the big one? Are you bringing a family with you? Squeak. The big mouse barked and stared at Zhang Yu. The big mouse's heart. It's this person who caught my child, I will bite you to death. Get out. You scared our little Ruishui. Zhang Yu carried Ruishui and walked forward directly, kicked the big mouse out of the window, and immediately came to save the beauty. You know, this is the 24th floor. Big rat, rat, I'm going to die. After doing all this, Zhang Yu comforted Ruishui, who was frightened and cried for a while, and then comforted Luo Yisheng, who was a little jealous. Then Li Dapeng was called from the next room, and everyone boarded the plane leaving the island country. Of course, the flight was arranged by the Chinese embassy, and the island country was not so kind. After blowing up our Futu mountain, you still want us to arrange a plane for you to take you away. What a beautiful thought. With Zhang Tiancheng's status as Grand Master, it was relatively simple to get a plane at the embassy. But even without a plane, it is very easy for a Grand Master to cross a country. After all, the strength lies here. The island country now has no time to care whether Zhang Yu and the others have left. Just the eruption of Futu Mountain has already made them busy. At this time, in front of Mount Fuji, Norin crossed his arms and closed his eyes tightly. Behind him was a nearly 2-meter-long samurai sword. After a moment, Norin slowly opened his eyes full of determination, as if he was looking forward to death. He took off the nearly 2-meter katana on his back, held it in his hand, clasped his hands tightly, and shouted angrily, "Cut!" He saw the light of the sword, which was more than 5 meters long, cut out in a graceful arc, heading towards the pass of Futu Mountain. Boom! The light of the sword cut a gap in Mount Fuji. Although it looked exaggerated, it could not prevent Mount Fuji from erupting. Sao, seeing that his attack didn't have much effect, Noi cursed secretly and retreated at a fast speed. But if he withdraws, half of the island's residents will suffer. Noi-kun, there are countless island residents behind you, please don't retreat. In the high-rise building, Kamita Colonel said anxiously into the radio. Noi-kun, please hold on, support will be here soon. As long as you hold on, you will be the hero of the island country. Maid, it's simple, why don't you go? Listening to the voice coming from the radio, Noi cursed angrily, but still gritted his teeth and continued to resist. Fight for the title of hero. Boom! As luck would have it, the magma erupted from Mount Futu condensed into rocks, which rained down on Norin's head and face. Hiss, it really hurts to step on a horse. Norin crawled out from the pile of rocks, rubbed his dizzy head after being hit, turned around and retreated. It's not easy for a grandmaster to die, but hitting his head with a big stone still hurts. Block whoever wants to block it, I can't block it. No Jinggran, keep going up, don't retreat. Seeing that Noi was determined to retreat, Kamita became anxious and shouted angrily on the radio at the top of his lungs. Do you think I'm an idiot? Can I block such a big rock? I can't handle this, anyone can do it if they want. Idiot! Kamita Osamu angrily slapped his subordinate on the face, spinning him around in circles. Men! Kamita took a deep breath, calmed down his emotions, cleared his throat, and continued to speak to Norin on the other end of the radio. No Jinggran, I order you to hold on. I heard you have a sister, right? Norin's retreating steps paused, his face looked ferocious, and his whole body exuded a violent aura. How dare you? No Jinggran, you don't want your sister to be brutally murdered, right? Quote. Colonel Kamita's threatening voice came from the other end of the phone. Veins popped out on Noi's angry forehead, and he squeezed out 2 words from between his teeth, you can do it. Then he threw the radio into the magma, roared, and rushed towards the erupting Futu mountain. Norin's parents died when he was young, and he raised his sister alone. In his eyes, his sister is his world. Even though he has become a strong master now, his sister is still his weakness. As Mount Futu erupted, the earth cracked and the mountains shook, just like the end of the world. Noi took a deep breath, his eyes were red, and he resolutely rushed towards the erupting Futu mountain. He decided that if he could survive, he would take his sister and fly far away from this inhumane country. At this time, Zhang Yu was sitting on the plane, watching this scene expressionlessly. Some people say that he is unreasonable, while others say that he has gone too far. But he is such a person, and he will retaliate for his anger. If you mess with me, I will slaughter all 9 of your clans. If the enemy is not killed, should he be left to take revenge? The island country will definitely suffer from this wave of dumb losses. Boom! A scalding heat wave hit his face, sending Yi Jingli flying 10 meters away. Idiot! Norin got up from the ground, spat out bloody spit, gritted his teeth and rushed towards the mountain pass again. Addict! Norin crossed his arms, and a huge python shadow appeared behind him. The 9 heads of the shadow roared in unison, which was deafening. Swallow! Norin clasped his hands together and pointed in the direction of Mount Futu. The hydra roared and flew in the direction pointed. Boom! The phantom of the hydra collided with the ejected magma, making a deafening sound. In an instant, the shadow disappeared, and the magma erupted from Futu Mountain also decreased. To sum up, it is useful, but not very useful. Hydra! Hydra! Norin wiped the ashes from his face, and the awakening factor on his body once again condensed into the phantom of the hydra, rushing towards the spurting magma. Boom! The phantom of hydra collided with the magma again, but this time the effect was obviously much weaker than the last time. Obviously, the 2 big skills have left Nojingran with very little mental energy left. Phew! Norin wiped the sweat from his forehead, frowned, and his eyes were full of solemnity. Is it possible that he really has to risk his life to block it? Although Norin wanted to retreat, the island country officials threatened his sister. If you can survive this battle, you must take your sister and fly away. How could a first-term grandmaster be forced to such an extent? Helpless, Noi ran towards Futu Mountain with a bit of desolation in his eyes. Boom! Boom! There was no fierce battle, no moves, just 2 deafening roars. A generation of great masters has fallen like this. The power of a grandmaster's self-destruction cannot be underestimated, it is enough to blow up Futu Mountain. ... Zhang Yu quietly looked at this scene on the plain, his eyes calm and unperturbed. As if it had nothing to do with him. The reactions of others were similar. Zhang Tiancheng even wanted to go back to find the 2 masters and kill them for fun. While a few people were chatting, several figures appeared in the sky, looking like Westerners. Look, I beat my son, and my father is here to make trouble. Luo Yuming sneered, and the majestic Jueying factor emitted from his body and turned into streams of water. The water continued to condense, and finally condensed into a big hand, dragging the plane in the air. Then Zhang Tiancheng and others suddenly appeared at the fingertips of the giant hand. Zhang Tiancheng, you Chinese have seriously violated the United Nations Security Treaty by secretly attacking the island countries. Do you want to cause a war among the countries by doing this? One of the Westerners with a hooked nose crossed his arms, his face full of defiance, and spoke fluent English. Why? Zhang Tiancheng sighed and looked at each other with Luo Yuming. They both shrugged helplessly and shook their heads. Then Zhang Tiancheng stretched out his little finger and picked out his ears, with a look of impatience on his face. Then he took the dirt he took out from his ears and wiped it on the hook-nosed man's mouth. He raised his other hand high, aimed at the hook-nosed man's face and slapped it. Snapped. Jack, I've told you many times that you have to speak Chinese when you talk to me. Don't you understand? Shet. Bah. Jack cursed angrily and quickly spit out the filth in his mouth. The unruly image just now was completely wiped away by this slap. Zhang Tiancheng, I've told you many times. You can't hit my handsome face. I'll fight you. This slap directly made Jack's eyes turn red. His 5 fingers formed into claws, he stretched out his hand, opened his mouth, and bit in the direction of Zhang Tiancheng. But before he could take 2 steps forward, he was stopped by his companions. No, Jack, you can't beat him. There is an old saying in China, those who know the current affairs will not humiliate themselves. Shet. He slapped my handsome face again, I will fight him this time. Jack yelled angrily and struggled desperately, trying to break away from his companions. Noisy. Zhang Tiancheng slowly uttered 2 words, raised his arms high again, and slapped Jack on the face again. Scream. Scream harder. Scream louder. Zhang Yu. The most speechless person was Ruishui. She finally saw that a son would be like a father. The father and son are almost carved from the same mold. Okay. Jack. Zhang. God. It's done. Let me go, I'm going to fight with him. Woo. Jack was so slapped that he started to cry when he was slapped twice by Zhang Tiancheng. It wasn't just a matter of pain, it was a mental insult. Under the double blow of spirit and body, Jack cried. Okay, don't be embarrassed. Zhang Tiancheng, the United Nations hopes that you can give a reasonable explanation for China's attacks on island countries. Otherwise, you will know the consequences yourself. On the side, a man wearing gold-rimmed glasses pulled Jack behind him, took 2 steps forward, walked to a position less than 1 meter away from Zhang Tiancheng and spoke. "Kamo, are you here too?" Zhang Tiancheng was a little surprised when he saw this man for the first time. Of course, he was just a little surprised. After all, the man in front of him was the only Grandmaster who had not been whipped by Zhang Tiancheng. "You have to give an explanation, right? It's easy to talk, come here and I'll give you an explanation." As he spoke, Zhang Tiancheng opened his right hand and hid it behind his back, exerting all his strength. "As long as he comes here, I can slap all the masters in the world." "Kamo, no, 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 I won't go, just say it here." Kamo was so frightened by Zhang Tiancheng's lewd smile that he retreated back to his own camp in 3 steps at a time. "Don't think I don't know, you let me go there just to slap me in the mouth." Oh well, seeing that he couldn't draw Kamo, Zhang Tiancheng's face was full of disappointment. "Hey, just one missing. He is just one short of being able to slap all the masters in the world. What a pity. Zhang Yu, explode, it's so explosive. I didn't expect my dad to have such a hobby. My mother is also a grandmaster, so my father shouldn't." Thinking of this, Zhang Yu looked at Zhao Yan with a strange look. "P.S. I repeat it again, if you curse the protagonist, you can't curse the author. The villains are the protagonists, what does it have to do with the author? The most important point. I want a 5-star review. If you like reading this book, add a bookshelf and remind you to update it. If you have some small gifts, you can give some, I love you." Sensing Zhang Yu's gaze, Zhao Yan blushed and glared back at him fiercely after reacting. "You have to explain, right? I have a role at home, do you want it?" Zhang Tiancheng said disdainfully. "We represent the United Nations. What, is China going to go to war with the United Nations?" Kamo stared intently into Zhang Tiancheng's eyes, wanting to see how he surrendered. But who is Zhang Tiancheng? The word, subordinate, is not in his dictionary. The corners of Zhang Tiancheng's lips curled up, revealing a smile like a dragon king, and he said arrogantly, "Start a war. Why, do you think China, are afraid of you bunch of local chickens and dogs? If you fight, then fight." "You," Kamo frowned, and a look of solemnity flashed across his face. He didn't expect Zhang Tiancheng to be so tough, and he immediately said to start a war. Is China so powerful now? Zhang Tiancheng, don't underestimate the power of the United Nations. The United Nations is composed of 14 powerful countries, and the number of grandmasters is no less than 20. Once a war breaks out, the consequences will not be something you, China, can afford. Kamo continued to threaten, and even stated the number of United Nations grandmasters, hoping to scare Zhang Tiancheng. But Zhang Tiancheng is the representative of arrogance. If he is really threatened so easily, then he will not be able to sit at the head of the 8 great masters of China. You are the one who said we should start a war. I, Zhang Tiancheng, still say the same thing. If you fight, then fight. China has been silent for a long time. It's time to show off to the world. After saying this, Zhang Tiancheng released a wave of coercion from a superior person all over his body, which made Kamo and others unable to breathe. Sao, as expected, Hua Sha, the 6th child, hid his strength. Kamo cursed secretly. Although he really wanted to go to war with China, the United Nations was not his own decision. He had to seek the opinions and votes of other countries. As for what he said before, it was just a threat at best. Everyone, be quiet. Let me say a few words. When the 2 sides were at war with each other, Zhang Yu cleared his throat and stood up from behind Luo Yuming. Baga, where did you come from, little brat? Is it your turn to speak? Get out of here. Ono Yoshi, who was hiding in the crowd and shivering, saw that a little brat like Zhang Yu dared to interrupt in such a situation. He suddenly felt that he could do it again, stood up and scolded. Zhang Tiancheng and Kamo argued that he did not dare to interrupt, and it would be fine if he scolded the child to increase the prestige of the island country. But, he was scolding Zhang Yu. Sure, Zhang Yu, I blew up your Futu mountain. Don't you accept it? As he said that, Zhang Yu, who was full of arrogance, raised his palm and slapped it towards the little devil who had just spoken. His movements were exactly the same as Zhang Tiancheng's. Pa! The slap hit Xiao Yoshino's face cleanly and sharply, causing his face to turn blue and purple. Don't get me wrong, Xiao Yoshino is a master after all, and Zhang Yu's slap in the face will basically do more harm than nothing to him. Most of them are angry. To be slapped in the mouth by this little brat. Wait, he said his name is Zhang Yu. That Zhang Yu who blew up Futu Mountain. Oh, that's okay, I can't afford it. Hearing Zhang Yu say his name, Xiao Yoshino no longer felt aggrieved, and ran away with a slumped face and stopped talking. Untouchable, totally untouchable. Quiet, let me say a few words. I blew up Mount Futu and burned the toilets in the island country. Don't say these things were done by my father. I've decided on this competition, no one can take it away from me. Zhang Yu patted his chest, his face filled with pride. Zhang Tiancheng, Luo Yisheng, Kamo. Are you still proud? Xiao Yoshino curled his lips dissatisfied when he heard this. That's not a toilet, it's a shrine, an island shrine. Shut up. Oh. Li Dapeng suddenly became unhappy. How could you do this kind of thing alone? I must be the one in charge. Zhang Yu, don't take all the responsibility on yourself. I am the main culprit in this matter. I burned the island country's toilets and blew up Futu Mountain. If you want to arrest you, just arrest me. But remember to tell the world about this, otherwise I won't admit it. Zhang Yu, Luo Yisheng and everyone, are you trying to take the blame? I'm embarrassed to expose you. Koyoshino, that's not a toilet, it's a shrine. Shut up, it's already burned to ashes. Why don't you call it a shrine? I said it's a toilet, it's a toilet. Li Dapeng cursed angrily at Xiao Yoshino, who was so frightened that he lowered his head again. I can't afford to offend you, and I can't afford to offend this either. Okay Dapeng, I understand what you mean. Just be the big brother and take care of this kind of thing. You don't need to take care of it. Zhang Yu reached out and patted Li Dapeng on the shoulder, giving him a look to stop him from interrupting. But Li Dapeng just pretended not to see it and was joking. This is something that can be molded into a golden body by future generations. How could he not fight for it? Brother Yu, as the younger brother who grew up with you, I should help you share this kind of thing. Why are you being polite to me? Zhang Tiancheng, shut up, you too. Do you think this is a good thing? Fight what should be fought, and don't fight what shouldn't be. Listen to Dad, you are still young, you can't handle this kind of thing, just let Dad do it. Kamo was shocked. What kind of people are these? What I said is that you broke the law. Do you think I want to give you an award? Is there anyone else trying to take the blame for this? It's over, now China can't fight anymore. If everyone in China is willing to block harm for their comrades, then it's a fart fight. Oh Richet, stop arguing. I don't care which one of you did this. You are Chinese, right? As Chinese, you went to the island country to blow up Mount Futu and burn down the toilets in the island country. This what I said is right. Kama-sama, that's not a toilet, it's a shrine, the shrine of our island country. Zayat, an angry Kamo yelled at Yoshino who interrupted his speech, and there was a burst of birdsong and flowers. Oh, there were 2 tears in the corners of Xiao Yoshino's eyes, and he continued to lower his head. You guys are going too far. That's not a toilet, it's a shrine, a shrine. Kamo, I still say the same thing. If you want to start a war, come anytime. Of course, if you can do it, you can take charge. China today is not afraid of anyone. Zhang Tiancheng replied domineeringly, his meaning has been made clear, I am the one who did it. If you are not convinced, then come and beat me together. Even if they unite, they are just a bunch of chickens and dogs. Why should I, China, be afraid of any powerful enemy? Shet, Kamo took a deep breath, calmed down his emotions, and thought of an excellent solution. Zhang Tiancheng, I heard that the island country sent people to assassinate your son first, right? If that's the case, this matter can't be resolved. As long as you join the United Nations and we join forces, then isn't this matter everyone's business? Zhang Tiancheng, I heard that the island country sent people to assassinate your son first, right? If this is really the case, then this matter is not impossible to resolve. As long as China joins the United Nations, it is not impossible for this matter to turn into an internal fight within the United Nations. You know what I mean. Kamo's eyes were shining, and he looked at Zhang Tiancheng with expectation. When these words came out, little Yoshino was frightened, and he quickly put a smile on his face and came to Kamo's side. You must know that the contradiction between China and the island countries is deep. The island countries dare to stand and talk to China because they are also members of the United Nations. Although it is not the core and has no deterrent effect, it is still for the United Nations nursing home. If China really joins the alliance, it will definitely be the greatest threat to the island countries. Leader Kamo, please don't let Washa join us. The Chinese people behave extremely badly. The toilets in our island country. Bah, the shrine was burned down by them. And our Futu mountain was also bombed by them. If they really join the alliance, it will be very difficult for you to manage in the future. Xiao Yoshino said anxiously. Before he finished speaking, Kamo stretched out his hand and interrupted, Mr. Yoshino, I have my own plans. You just have to do your own thing. Leader Kamo, shut up. Yes, Xiao Yoshino wanted to say something else, but seeing that Kamo's face was not very good, he swallowed what he wanted to say in the end. Mr. Zhang Tiancheng, please think about it. No need to think about it. Zhang Tiancheng sneered. If the leading position of the United Nations can be given to China, China can consider joining. If not, then let's not talk about it. Hee. Kamo laughed angrily and sneered, Mr. Zhang Tiancheng, you know this is impossible. Then you mean there's nothing to talk about? Zhang Tiancheng and the others shook their arms and walked toward them with a grin. Since there's nothing to talk about, then don't talk about it. What are you going to do? Don't come over. If you don't want to join, then don't join. Let's go. Seeing that something was wrong, Kamo turned around and greeted everyone before preparing to retreat. Let's go. Now that I'm here, I'll give you some gifts. You brat. Time to stop. Although Zhang Yu is talented, he has absolute control over his timing. Even if he is as powerful as a master, he still has to be stopped for 2 seconds. Dad, Uncle Zhang, Uncle Luo, I have something fun for you. As he spoke, Li Dapeng took out a few silver needles from his pocket and handed them to Zhang Tiancheng with excitement on his face. Grandmaster, I wonder if being pricked by silver needles will feel the same as ordinary people. What is this? Zhang Tiancheng asked with confusion on his face after taking the silver needle. This is a good thing. This is how it is used. Uncle Zhang, come here. Li Dapeng smiled obscenely, leaned close to Zhang Tiancheng's ear, and told him how to use the silver needle. Zhang Tiancheng, no, it's too embarrassing. That thing is so dirty. Why don't you just stick it with your hands? Ah, this. Li Dapeng scratched his head and looked at Zhang Tiancheng with disdain, as if looking at a country bumpkin. This is a good thing, but I gave it to you out of kindness and you don't use it. Nice one. Li Yikong's eyes lit up when he heard these words, and he immediately stepped forward and took the silver needle from Li Dapeng's hand. Son, how do you use this? It's my father who knows the goods. Li Dapeng came to Li Yikong's ear with a proud face and introduced him how to use the silver needle. Li Yikong's eyes lit up after hearing this, and he put the silver needle into his pocket as if he had found a treasure. Didn't expect that there are such good treasures and methods in the world. Why didn't you take it out earlier? Stop being stunned, come on. Today I must fulfill my dream of beating all the masters in the world. After saying that, Zhang Tiancheng, Li Yikong, and Luo Yuming rushed into the crowd, leaving Zhao Yan to take care of Zhang Yu and the others to prevent them from being affected by the battle. Dad, I'm here to wish you. Catch the 7 wolves. Zhang Yu untied his belt, pulled out the 7 wolves and threw them to Zhang Tiancheng. Then I read a file for Zhang Tiancheng. Although the effect was not great, it was better than nothing. The real effect was the 7 wolves. Not to be outdone, Li Dapeng took out a few bottles of chili oil and fengyujing from his backpack, and threw them to Li Yikong along with the half-used. As for Luo Yichong, she directly gave Luo Yuming an encouraging look, which instantly made the daughter slave feel like she was in a state of shock. And that's exactly what happened. The 3 of them dug into the crowd with their buffs in hand. They didn't pay attention to any tactics. They just caught one and did it. It was easy for Zhang Tiancheng and others to deal with this group of local chickens and dogs. The 3 of them beat a group of people until they ran away. Even Zhang Yu saw Zhang Tiancheng's true strength for the first time. Is Dad so fierce? Zhang Tiancheng was surrounded by thunder and lightning, causing the 3 people closest to him to twitch. Even the 7 wolves in his hand were equipped with electric arcs. For a moment, Bailey chose to use the electric knife and hit the whip with full attack speed, causing the 3 of them to lash out and turn the corners of their eyes. The phantom was drawn out of his right hand. If the 3 of them weren't being controlled by Zhang Tiancheng's skills, their legs would have gone weak and they would have knelt down and called daddy. Li Yikong was playing crazy at this time. He threw a handful of chili oil at the eyes of the person on the left with one hand, and a handful of wind oil essence at the eyes of the person on the right with the other hand. He also took out from time to time. Squeeze the enemy's mouth twice. A few minutes later, there were a circle of people lying on the ground covering their eyes and crying, and there were even 2 big men whose mouths and noses were glued with by him. Rui Shui had to sigh with emotion. It was true that children would be just like their parents. Look at Xiao Chenger's father, how upright he is when fighting with others, just like Luo Yichong. Hey, I'll give you a big sinus. On the other side, Luo Yuming took off his shirt, revealing his thick shoulders. His right hand formed into a palm and raised high. After saying these words, he immediately attacked the enemy's lower 3 roots. Making noises in the east and attacking in the west belongs to yes. Sao, Luo Yuming, you don't respect martial ethics. The man he attacked lay on the ground wailing, his hands tightly covering his crotch, his face turning blue and purple in pain. Wood, what is wood? Can it be eaten? Phew, the man he hit fainted, and he didn't know whether he was angry or in pain. Rui Shui, well, I didn't expect that I would also have blind eyes sometimes. What a family, oh no, the 6th child of a family of 3. After about half an hour, there was no one standing on the ground. Except for those who are kneeling, they are standing. Cool, Zhang Tiancheng looked a little relieved, standing in the crowd with his hands behind his back. Honey, do I look handsome in the photo? Come on, show your profile, yes, put your foot on Kamo's face, look more arrogant, yes, perfect. Zhao Yan on the side held his mobile phone, turned on the 24K high-definition camera mode, and took pictures of Zhang Tiancheng's face. Rui Shui's beautiful eyes widened and her mouth opened slightly. This time she finally knew who Zhang Yu learned his superb photography skills from. This is simply genetic, and it's also genetically inherited. I'm coming too, let's take a photo together, and from now on I will be the one who stepped on the Grandmaster. After Zhao Yan finished taking photos of Zhang Tiancheng, Zhang Yu's eyes lit up and he quickly squeezed to Zhang Tiancheng's side and said excitedly. Opportunities to appear wholly in front of such people are rare. What's more, he still steps on the master. This brat, he is really everywhere. What does it have to do with you for us to take pictures? Zhao Yan was speechless and took out his mobile phone to take a domineering photo of Zhang Yu alone. In the photo, Zhang Yu is seen smiling brightly, with both hands stretched out, and one foot stepping on Kamo's butt lying on the ground, with an arrogant expression. Here, turn it over and let me step on the other side. Feeling that the photo was not that interesting, Zhang Yu ordered Kamo again, who was lying on the ground moaning. This is too much. Kamo has never felt such an insult. Today, he was stepped on by a boy who just got bronze. Don't scream. Just do whatever my son tells you to do. Otherwise, I'll whip you. Zhang Tiancheng threatened Kamo, who was full of shame and anger. Kamo, okay, I can't afford to offend you father and son, so I'll just listen to you. In the end, Kamo, who looked aggrieved, turned over at Zhang Yu's request. By the way, I also took out my mobile phone and recorded a video, interviewing myself, and prepared to send it to the short video account. Yes, I didn't expect that the master-level Kamo would be so inexperienced and be tortured by a little bronze like me. Family members, guess what I'm doing? Yes, that's right, the person I'm stepping on is Grandmaster Kamo. Grandmaster, I didn't expect that one day he would be easily stepped on by me, hiss. Halfway through the recording, Zhang Yu felt something was wrong and quickly took his feet away from Kamo, with a look of horror on his face. Are you sick when you step on the horse? You turned into your second form. Hey, I really don't want your old face, just spend 50 yuan to find an old aunt on the street who is about the same age as you. A disgraceful thing. Kamo's face turned red when he was told this. He didn't know why Zhang Yu could step on him and change his form. Is it possible that he is interested in Zhang Yu? Probably not. I should not have this orientation myself. Thinking of this, a line of cold sweat broke out on Kamo's forehead, and he quickly put this thought behind him. Are you kidding me? I am too normal to be a normal man, right? Zhang Yu's words made Luo Yichang and Rui Shui confused. Yes, Li Dapeng understood them instantly. Can it change its form so easily? This toy is great. Li Dapeng walked up to Zhang Yu with a lewd smile and rubbed his hands. Zhang Yu, let me try, let me try. Egg-breaking maniac. Is he an egg-breaking maniac? The moment he recognized Li Dapeng, Kamo suddenly had a bad feeling. His intuition told him that there would be no good fruit for him today. He had seen Li Dapeng's video more than once. It was so shattering, the kind that would break you to death. Who can bear this? While talking, Li Dapeng took out a few silver needles given to him by Zhang Yu from his trouser pocket, opened Kamo's clothes, grabbed the thing that was only as big as a thumb, aimed at the hole and thrust it in. No, 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 Kamo screamed, his eyes were splitting, and he struggled desperately. But unfortunately, Zhang Taichung's beating was too painful. He couldn't muster any strength, so he could only watch the silver needle getting closer and closer to him, getting closer and closer. The moment the silver needle touched, Kamo let out a heart-rending scream. Ah, ha, doesn't it hurt? It doesn't hurt. Kamo opened his eyes in disbelief and saw that the silver needle Li Dapeng was holding was bent but failed to pierce his skin. Oh yes, I almost forgot, I am a grandmaster. How can a grandmaster's defense be pierced by a silver needle? Seeing that Li Dapeng couldn't do anything to him, Kamo also breathed a deep sigh of relief. At least, you don't have to suffer anymore. No, why are you so thick-skinned? Li Dapeng muttered, his eyes filled with disappointment. It seems that the master cannot be stabbed today. Kamo sneered in his heart, I am a master. How can the defense be broken by a little brass scum like you? Stupid, why don't you try another method? Zhang Yu came to Li Dapeng, patted him on the shoulder, and chuckled. Another way. Li Dapeng's eyes lit up. Seeing that Li Dapeng seemed to have some consciousness, Zhang Yu's eyes showed a bit of relief. What? Did you think of it? No, but I know that my brother you must have thought of it. Zhang Yu, forget it, I don't expect him to create new methods. Dapeng, watch out, I'll only pay it once. Don't blink. After saying that, Zhang Yu took out a bottle from Li Dapeng's bag and opened the lid. Chinese martial arts uses softness to overcome strength. Since he is strong, we will not fight him hard. As the saying goes, soft knives can kill people. Zhang Yu took the soft thing in his hand, picked up, pointed it at the hole above, and poured half the bottle into it. Shiete, Zhang Yu, what did you do to me? Kamo yelled in collapse, feeling that the urinary tube was tightly stuck. Next, all we have to do is fill him with a few bottles of water and wait quietly. The Grandmaster's physical strength is not even a bit stronger than that of a normal person. Even if he doesn't urinate, his bladder will not explode. What awaits him will be endless pain and swelling. Zhang Yu smiled confidently, stuffed the remaining half bottle back into Li Dapeng's hand, and then poured 5 bottles of Luo Yuming's condensed water into Kamo's eyes. Zhang Yu, are you sure this will make him feel pain? Why don't I really believe it? Li Dapeng's eyes were full of suspicion. In order to test whether Zhang Yu's words were true or not, he opened his pants and prepared to put a drop on himself to test the effect. Just when he was about to drip it on himself, Li Dapeng suddenly trembled and slapped himself to stop the action. Why am I being stupid again? How can I use this thing for myself? Forgot the lesson about zippering last time. Forget it, let's observe how Kamo is in pain first. Li Dapeng put on his pocket, ran to the side and squatted to observe Kamo. About half an hour later, Kamo's expression changed obviously. It took almost 3 hours from the meeting to now, not to mention that Kamo drank a lot of water. Half an hour had already made him feel the urge to pee. Come on, come on. Zhang Yu came to Li Dapeng and squatted down with him, with a smirk on his face. Coming, what's coming? Li Dapeng was still confused. Kamo's face gradually changed from red to the color of liver, his legs were tightly closed, and his forehead was covered with cold sweat. I need to go to the toilet. Kamo's tone was trembling and somewhat pleading. Come on, no one will stop you. Kamo turned his back and untied his belt without caring about anyone or anyone. Just as he was about to urinate, he realized that he couldn't urinate. Shit, what did these two immoral guys just give me? Kamo cursed secretly, and increased his efforts without believing in evil, trying to break through the obstacles with his own strength. But the obstacle was like a 10-meter thick city wall, blocking him from taking a step forward. Ah, Matafak. Kamo's face was full of panic, he covered his belly and cursed loudly. How much did these two wicked things cost me? Not even the Grandmaster's power can break through. After several more experiments, Kamo finally chose to give up and sat quietly on the ground, not daring to move at all. There was no way, as long as he moved a little, he would feel a swelling in his lower abdomen, which made him miserable. Come on, Dapeng, it's our turn to work. Zhang Yu stood up with a grin, took out a loophole and a mineral water bottle from his backpack, called Li Dapeng, and the two of them walked towards Kamo, who was practicing balancing skills. You, what are you going to do? Don't come here. Seeing what they were holding, Kamo was so frightened that his anus tightened and he subconsciously took 2 steps back. Just at this movement, his swollen lower abdomen hurt, and he burst into tears. For the first time in his life, Kamo felt afraid of funnels and mineral water bottles. I beg you, don't come over. Jihieji. Li Dapeng walked up to Kamo first, kicked him in the abdomen with all his strength, and stuffed the funnel into his mouth while he was screaming. Ah. As soon as he kicked it down, Kamo felt that his bladder was about to explode. But the Grandmaster's physical fitness was too strong and he couldn't explode at all. My body is fine, but I feel so painful. After Li Dapeng stuffed the funnel into Kamo's mouth, Zhang Yu took a bottle of water from Luo Yuming's huge palm condensed with water and poured it into Kamo's mouth. Gouda. No, I can't drink anymore. I won't be able to stand it if I drink any more. Kamo said something vaguely, and then he fainted from the pain. But who is Zhang Yu? He is a good young man, how can he watch others sleeping in the wilderness? So Zhang Yu gently tapped Kamo's belly with his foot, gently woke him up, and continued to get him water. Gudong. After pouring 2 bottles of water in a row, Kamo's belly had swelled into a ball. In the end, when he couldn't drink it anymore, Zhang Yu thoughtfully laid Kamo down on the ground, patted his belly like a ball, and then, together with Li Dapeng, kicked his round belly violently. Bang. Jihieji. Li Dapeng's face was full of excitement, and his big 45 feet stepped on Kamo's belly, making him foam at the mouth. This is much more fun than the silver needle. With such a good thing, why didn't brother you take it out earlier? Li Dapeng thought to himself. Rui Shui watched helplessly what Zhang Yu and the two were doing. Not only did she not feel any emotion in her heart, she even thought about stepping forward to step on them. It can be seen from Rui Shui's mentality that all the members of this team have turned into Zhang Yu. Not only that, Rui Shui was still a little lucky in her heart. Thanks to her quick agreement, if she had been tortured by Zhang Yu in this way. Tisk, I don't dare think about it, it's too cruel. Rui Shui blushed and looked in Luo Yichang's direction. Seeing that Luo Yichang also looked eager to try, the two looked at each other, nodded to each other, and walked in the direction of Zhang Yu and the others. As a result, the number of teams playing football changed from 2 to 4. Rui Shui raised her white and tender feet, gave a sweet shout, and stepped on Carmen's belly like a rubber ball. Luo Yichang knew that her feet were small, so she attached a layer of ice cubes to add weight. Bang. The 4 of them worked together and kicked Kamo until he foamed at the mouth, rolled his eyes, and jumped repeatedly in and out of coma. About half an hour later, with the efforts of the 4 people, only a sizzling sound was heard, and a thin jet of water spurted out from Kamo's lower body. It's slim, but lasts a long time. Because there is already a lot of water in the stomach. It's really awesome. Don't get splashed all over, retreat quickly. Hurry. Zhang Yu sighed and quickly led everyone back, fearing that they would be contaminated in the slightest. Dapeng, where did you buy this? It's too low quality. After it was safe, Zhang Yu looked unhappy and asked Li Dapeng. We haven't even had fun yet, but it's leaking air. Oh, what a disappointment. I bought it from Pinshishi. I saw a discount last time and bought a box. Zhang Yu, everyone, good guy, do you want to buy another box? Sure enough, the purpose of buying this is definitely not for learning. While the 4 of them were arguing, Luo Yuming, not far away, screamed. Who stepped on the horse and pissed in my mouth? Bah, bah, bah. Luo Yuming felt like he was going crazy. He had just finished packing 5 of them in one go, and while he was grinning proudly, a stream of heat splashed into his mouth. Who is stepping on the horse? I have to cut it for you. The furious Luo Yuming had veins popping up on his forehead and kept looking around. Not long after, I saw Kamo, who was scattering flowers that day. Stuck, mo, zilla, cough, gudong, ba, vomit. Luo Yuming. Just when Luo Yuming was roaring, Kamo spurted another hot stream into his mouth, and this time he actually swallowed it without realizing it. There was silence for 3 minutes, followed by bursts of laughter. PFF'd, Uncle Luo, did you swallow it just now? Zhang Yu's swishing sound came, accompanied by the laughter of everyone, which made Luo Yuming's old face turn blue and purple in anger. Ahem. Dad, don't get angry in a hurry. I have water here, you can rinse your mouth first. Luo Yichang also suppressed a smile, took out a bottle of mineral water from her small bag and stuffed it into Luo Yuming's hand. Luo Yuming. Okay, it's in my mouth, right? I have to kill you little fool today. Luo Yuming became angry from shame, took the 7 wolves from Zhang Tiancheng and rushed towards Kamo angrily. Paw, paw. A few crisp sounds were heard, and Kamo's legs softened and he knelt directly in front of Luo Yuming. But don't forget, he is currently in a state of watering. A stream of brownish-yellow water flowed at Luo Yuming uncontrollably, and he was so angry that he scolded his mother on the spot. Luo Yuming didn't care about this anymore. He raised the 7 wolves and pumped them towards the water pipe. Anyway, he had already covered his body, so he didn't care about this little bit. But when he took the belt down, it directly changed the direction of the water flow, spraying all over the world, and Li Dapeng was also affected before he could avoid it. Ah, stop it, Fark. Kamo was pacing back and forth in pain. The 7 wolves were really hurt. After all, they claimed to be able to break even the Grandmaster's defense. Pooh, Lobo, please watch carefully. Li Dapeng spat with disgust and wiped his face with water. But Luo Yuming was so angry that his eyes were red. How could he still listen to Li Dapeng's words? Bang bang. A few belts would bring disaster to everyone, especially the United Nations members closest to Kamo, who were all retching from the pain. Fortunately, Zhang Yu and Luo Yichang and the others walked quickly, otherwise they would have been hurt all over. Have you finished riding the horse? Are you still interested? Sao. Angrily, Luo Yuming wiped the water from his face and pinched the soft thing. Hiss. Don't. Let go, let go. What does it feel like to have someone forcefully stop you while you are peeing? Come on, Kamo tells you. Let go, I can't hold it in anymore, please. Kamo's face was twisted in pain, and his voice trembled when he spoke. I don't care, you have to hold it in for me today. Luo Yuming smiled ferociously and increased the strength in his hands. You're just teasing me, but you still want me to let go. What good things are you thinking of? Ouch. Stop being pinched. Ah. Kamo's painful eyes burst into tears, and with a sudden force, he forced himself away from Luo Yuming's clutches. Zitsa. The small fountain sprayed out again, and Kamo breathed a sigh of relief. Comfortable. Still hiding. Do you still dare to hide? But how could Luo Yuming, who had been chewed out, just let him go? A slap with water droplets hit his face directly, spinning him around and facing Luo Yuming again. I'll crush you to pieces. Luo Yuming blew her wet bangs and squeezed Kamo hard with her palms. Luo Yuming, how about you wait for me to get on the horse and fight? I can't bear it. Kamo took a breath of air, and quickly pressed Luo Yuming's palm, and tried hard to escape from his clutches again. Phew, fortunately, I don't have much, so I can break free with a little effort. Seeing the water spraying out again, Kamo felt a little inexplicably happy at this moment. Tisk, this riding horse is really hard to catch. Okay, let him go first, let's talk about the island country. When Luo Yuming was done venting, Zhang Tiancheng interrupted the two of them and turned his attention to Xiao Yoshino. It seems that your island country is still stubborn and wants to ask the United Nations to help you. It seems that Futu Mountain was blown up a little, right? Zhang Tiancheng raised his hand and slapped Onoji on the face, with a hint of anger in his tone. He was already feeling a little unhappy with the repeated provocations. You know, China is now at its peak, and the 8 masters on the surface have already overwhelmed the Western countries and need to form a United Nations to compete. Suck it up. Sorry, this word is not in the current Chinese dictionary. Anyone who dares to take the initiative to attack will be killed. What's the harm if a bunch of chickens and dogs get together? Since the resurgence of spiritual energy, China has relied on its huge population, and the number of awakened strongmen is several times that of other countries. Relying on this advantage, China is at the forefront of the world and does not have to worry about resources. After all, the strength is there. Who dares to express an objection? It is estimated that the assassination of Zhang Yu a few days ago was also the idea of the United Nations. China is already very strong now. If it waits for this time system to grow again, wouldn't it be invincible in the world? No, Sir Zhang Tiancheng, you have misunderstood. Our island country has no intention of going against China. A flattering smile appeared on Xiao Yoshino's face, and he bent at 90 degrees to speak to Zhang Tiancheng. Even his tone was very flattering. Misunderstand? Why didn't you say there was a misunderstanding when you teased my daughter-in-law? Zhang Tiancheng sneered. Luo Yisheng. Am I being teased again? Wait, daughter-in-law. Luo Yichang glanced at the lively Zhang Yu, her pretty face flushed, and she didn't know what she was thinking. Are you teasing your father's daughter-in-law? When did this happen? Xiaoji's heart suddenly thumped. There are still brave men who dare to provoke this devil. When? Well, Xiao Chang'er, you can tell yourself. Zhang Tiancheng's eyes twitched and he quickly gave Luo Yichang a look. Luo Yichang understood in her heart, and pointed with her right hand in the direction of the island country. It was when I was in the island country's number 1 middle school. No, when I was in the hotel, Bushwanba said it. Zhang Yu, you've been with me for so long, how come this girl still blushes when she lies? Xiao Yoshino frowned. This was obviously lying. Miss, may I ask what method he used or what words he said to tease you? He said. Pa. Zhang Yu saw that Luo Yichang couldn't make it up anymore, so he raised his hand and slapped Xiao Yoshino on the face. I'm so embarrassed, right? My girlfriend said she was molested when she said she was molested. Why do you ask so many questions? Tell me directly, how do you, the island nation, want to compensate you? Koyoshino. No, shouldn't this be what we said? You blew up our Futu mountain and you still want compensation from us. You are a dog. Xiao Yoshino's face turned ugly. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, if we can't produce evidence, our island country refuses to compensate. Besides, it was you who blew up our Futu mountain first, and you should be the one who needs to pay compensation. Hee. Zhang Yu laughed evilly, raised his hand and slapped Xiao Yoshino on the face again, causing his face to turn black and blue. Do you think I am discussing with you? If you can't get compensation today, don't even think about leaving. Prepare to keep your life. Xiao Yoshino took a deep breath and tried to speak in a calmer tone to prevent his sinuses from getting bigger again. Your Excellency Zhang Yu, we are public officials of the United Nations. If you do this, you don't take the United Nations seriously. If you do this, you will start a war. By then, you will be the sinner of the entire world. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.